Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Welcome to Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. We just got the jobs data, and it surprised a lot of people. A lot of people were expecting a really weak print. There was the seasonal adjustment, which came in line, but actually still better than expected. But on the quarter, the expectations were for double digits. The jobs came in at triple digits, and it did catch a lot of people off guard. And you could tell by the reaction to both the rate cut odds, the bonds, and even the SPY and some of the small caps. So we're going to talk about this a little bit. It ties into everything we were saying from the beginning of this week, talking ISM, some of the manufacturing and the run it hot theme. All of these are coming into play, and now it's really setting us up here to get through the middle of the month, get to the CPI on Friday, and then getting into the NVIDIA earnings and finding out whether or not we are going to break out of this range, or is the AI freak out going to continue. But you didn't get much overnight, so we'll see how it all plays out, Chattadonia. We got 7 beautiful hours ahead of us, so I hope you know it's going to be a good day. But here at the Cult, before we do anything, before we try to chase a dollar, before we try to win rich ourselves, we must pay homage to a very special group of people. We just got the jobs data, and it surprised a lot of people. Made the sacrifice that most of us never have and ever will. And I am talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the cult, the people here, the people not here, I want to give a huge special shout out, all the active servicemen, past servicemen, anybody who has served this country. God bless you. God bless your families. Thank you for the sacrifice for all of our freedoms, amongst many, many other things. And I do hope you get to take advantage of everything here, not only in the markets, but again, all the lessons, all the discipline. If anybody has it, I think some of y'all have it by default. I really hope you use it and make some good decisions and secure that future in the same way y'all have helped us secure our freedom. So God bless every single one of you, and big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to their local communities, all the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, everybody making their communities run, baby. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise up. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Oh. Send it to church! Oh, it's game time, Chad. Oh, no. Oh, man. Good morning. Good morning, Chattadonia. Are you ready? Are your market's holding up good? I just watched the first couple of hours like yesterday. They might fake it out and drop it at the end of the day, but at the same time, it's been a minute since you have had an opening like this. So again, it was a surpriser in terms of the macro. But then again, I mean, and now they acting like they forgot about the ISM. Nowadays, everybody want to estimate like they got. Okay, I'm sorry. But let's have a good day, man. So I'll call out any information. If you're just going to pump plays, they better be good. Otherwise, I'm probably going to give you a lot of shit. Other than that, man, I hope you have a good time. And be on the lookout and make sure you're long-term. And I hope you... keep in mind some of the theories. Make sure you focus on quality. But today, I don't know. I told some of the locked-in guys, I might just agree with everybody today. So you guys want to try it? Let's see. I was going to do it on Twitter, but I think we could see it in here. So if you guys ask me to buy like PayPal today, I'm going to be like, yeah, sure. So I don't know. I might be very agreeable Josh today. I kind of want to test it out. But then again, I mean, I was very straightforward and honest with you about the jobs data and what to expect. So I hope that did help. But we got a couple of minutes. I got to use the potty. And let's get it cracking, baby. Jesus. Praise God. Amen. It's a cult, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been on, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you trying to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done.
Daddy said it's finished, made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the arc. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god, then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib, but for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want death to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now, Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there. Like swimwear, I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there.
There wasn't even risk there.
Yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh, yeah, who you try to control here? My God, the weapon I boasted.
Let's go, baby. Less than 30 seconds. You're already, again, Russell's around 1%. SPY's gonna be 0.6, and then get ready for the tweak out. Let's see how it opens. So Chad, oh, I got a couple of plays. Net, VRT, Honeywell, Broadcom, Estee Lauder, Kimberly-Clark, ChargePoint, Klaviyo, ICE, not the offensive one, and then Beta. Round 1, fight. All right. So let's see where we're at. Again, literally, Net's already lost like 5% from that top. Bonds are leveling out. Yeah, Beta, that's the one with the Amazon. It's already up 18, though. And then again, Estee Lauder is suing Walmart. So there's part of that. They're going down. And then we need to see what Staples are going to do. So again, I do think tech is a little bit hotter right now. So if anything, you are rotating way harder in the tech. So you got 0.8 on the NASDAQ, 0.8 on the Russell. Russell was up a little bit more there to start. So that first opening bell kind of pulled it back a little bit. And then S&P at 0.7 and then the Dow at 0.4. And yeah, refresh. I did turn off the DVR. Thank you for that. Indeed, my friend. Indeed. Damn, they already slashed 5% of net before even opening the option chain. I love you, market makers. You know how much I love these guys? ACAB and AIG. Let's see. Where's Wally World? All right, see if that one even gets a pickup there, too. And then did Kimberly... Yeah, Staples are going down for now. I think people are taking the jobs, even though it wasn't necessarily pointing to tech. Tech is actually taking it as some risk on. Maybe because of what the bonds are doing, honestly. That could be it. And it's weird, though, because IGV is actually down again, though. So, again, and then you had Klaviyo. That was the other one that should have had Passover. Yeah, KV. Yeah, so that one already flipped red. I'm actually pretty surprised on that. So, okay, Net's trying to climb back up. The option chain is not open on that one. So, I don't know when we'll be able to monetize. Googly. And TLT catching a bid. Again, dollars up too. Meta. Seems like tech to start out. That's why I'm saying watch this first 30 minutes, first couple of hours. But, yeah, it's starting to go. All right. Okay, the net's open. They didn't really move that much. The near the money's did. And then depending on the time. There you go. There you go. Load it, Habibi. Load it. Adobe and IGV, like I'm saying here, to start out. Even though you got tech and NASDAQ doing well, the Russell's the one starting to take off right now. And then again, watch EEM in emerging markets. That's another one that's part of this. But yeah, IWM is the one that's actually looking pretty good off of it. Guts, Humana, they had bad earnings. Where is it? Up. This guy, who to buy this so deep in the money, Habibi? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 158 159 A couple of these are loading up now. I don't know. I'm just gonna ride them out. The closer to the money nets worked. The far out the money ones are still the same price. And then Bitcoin too. That one's still lagging here today. And IGV, the premiums came down. All right. Tesla CTR. Did Tesla? They had something from the transportation department on the door handles. Again, Russell and EEM are the ones to start off. Again, SPY's already chilling out. Dow wasn't as hot. DuPont, 52-week high, DD. But then again, NASDAQ is kind of mixed. But literally EEM, Russell, but now they're both starting to come down. So like I was saying here, watch if we get this early morning move. So see, it's not, I don't think it'll flush all of it on this one. It might do a bounce, but then if it comes down after that bounce, then you will know, my friend. Then you will know. Look at the same price as yesterday. The gaming stocks, yeah, Unity didn't do good, so they reacted. Again, if you already had the pressure plus bad earnings, it hasn't been good. But even then, though, I'm pretty surprised with Klaviyo and Net, because those are the tech ones that did good, or software, but they're not even up. And then Disney's climbing up again. Pfizer's down. Myrna had the bad FDA news. Datadog premium, but it's not real. They won't fill the lower priced order. The one out of the money ones are shit, but the ones near the money, they're only up like 20% with a bid, but it's kind of shitty. SUNC. Where's Apple and Meta, Microsoft? They're all only 0.5%. I think you just got a broad move off of the open, and that's kind of what's giving you this. Because it's not like you have any crazy leaders. There was a couple of decent ones for earnings, but you know, we had like two 10-15% ones. Net was one of them, but then they already faded. I wouldn't call it a fade, but it's definitely not as active. It's only 250. Huh? You have more names down on the Dow. Now everything's 50-50 right now, believe it or not. Let it update for a little bit, but yeah, you got like 260 red, 230 green, 66, 50, 54, 40 something on the NASDAQ. Yeah, I don't know what happened with UNH. They had that candle yesterday. But then again, it's probably reacting to the bad Humana earnings. Again, healthcare has not been on fire, you guys. They kind of did on the little rotation thing, and biotechs too, but like some individual ones, they're still going to chill there. Walmart's going up after lagging. Staples haven't gone up yet, but keep your eyes on those. Like I'm saying, I think that's going to tell you a lot. Kimberly already faded. Who's the other one? Taparoon, and then there's one more. Oh, KHC. So KHC's not splitting anymore. You guys were just talking about that one yesterday. And then PG, it's starting to catch a bid now. So, and Philip Moore, you're starting to do the staple rotation now. Again, remember, that started off pretty weak, so staples might go green right now. Again, Russell even came down. NASDAQ matched up with the SPY at 0.5. Excuse me. NATO assesses real increasing threat in Arctic. T-Mobile, Intel, Habibi. Again, I think Intel could be reacting to GFS too. So GFS had earnings, and they came up here a little bit. Meta. Lennar on the high. Home builders, they're actually doing great, even though they're still red, but intraday. Yeah, see, dude, software is not doing good today. So again, it had 3 days technically of going up since Friday, but yeah, they're not getting any love. And then Bitcoin is still down. Bitcoin down 2 into the low. Ain't no love in the heart of town. Gilead, they were red, so they went green. HD starting to climb up a little bit. Okay, there's XLP. Let's see if we could get these ones. They're still the same exact price. Boo. Yeah, staples are still up, but that premium didn't even change from the weaker opening. And then IWM gave up half of it. EEM wants to go up, but it's still holding the 1% gap up. Beta, that one already, that popped and dropped. Again, like MO, Philip Morris, PG, a couple of them are starting to do their ramp up. So it's like kind of good, but you're not out of the woods just, you don't really know who's going to lead after this. Saying good, strong jobs report affected the bonds, but it's not, again, it's like half tech, half not really. We don't know who's going to be the leader, especially with everything that's going on. And then you had a lot of staples that were already elevated. Ain't no in the long time. Yeah, bro, these spreads are disgusting. UHS, UNH. We have anything at 10 a.m.? There's something else for today. I think a bond auction. But other than that, Friday. But I could check the calendar in a little bit. But I don't think it'd be enough to... The real next mover is going to be your your CPI on Friday. MBC. They had something this morning. The Texas thing was to disable Mexican cartel drones that breached U.S. airspace. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Did you guys see that? You had, they shut down El Paso's airspace for like a couple of hours. People were tripping out last night or this morning. Okay, more MO is going up there. These premiums are disgusting. So yeah, you're getting a couple of the staple leaders. Watch if XLP goes. I don't know if it's strong enough, but yeah, XLP did. Now it's up by a quarter. XBI flipped, or no, I need XLB. Yeah, XLB still up. Materials. Is Adobe a buy at these levels? Do you like Adobe? I like Adobe. So I might have to put up a disclaimer. None of this is a recommendation, but I like Adobe. Do you like Adobe? I think Adobe's great. Schwab just went red on the day. Intel down too. That was jacked up from the data and still going. Good morning. How are you? KD, now VZ, T-Mobile. So more of the staples are waking up. You had that little pullback. I just don't know where they're all going to settle. That's going to be the kicker. And then equal weight's starting to come back up. Actually, equal weight's now matched up with the SPY, ironically enough. So equal weight high of the day is matched up with the SPY low of the day. Then you got Intel still going. Where's the Spotify from yesterday? The December revisions? Because people were expecting that. That's why, like, with everything going on, I mean, they closed a lot of businesses. The birth-death model in terms of businesses getting created, population, seasonal adjustment, all of those things. They're making some changes. So people expected it. And it's been a year. There's been a year of like government stuff. There's been a year of kind of expecting it. So it actually came in better. People were expecting over 900,000 revisions. But it came in at like 890, which wasn't too big of a difference, but that was better. And then a lot of people thought this quarter was going to be terrible, but I hope you guys watched the video. ISM, like I was saying, it didn't have to play out today. Even if today's jobs report came in lower, I would have been telling you look for the next one. But at the same time, that connection between ISM and the jobs, it played out very well. And little by little, you are building upon this idea that parts of the economy underneath the surface are starting to get momentum. Yeah, CLX is great, bro. All of them. CL, These are some of them we picked up there at the end of the year on the short term, but that's part of the staples. I just want to see now today, because, you know, people like the jobs report coming down. It was bad for the bonds, but we need to see who's going to be the leader. Is this going to be tech? Is it going to be staples? All of that. Ain't no love in the heart of town. Where's ARM and Qualcomm? There it is. There's Qualcomm on the high. Some CI Coinbase dying a little bit. I mean, Hood, they didn't have the hottest earnings. They're trying to. He said it, bro. He wants to sell retirement accounts to the people who get on the platform for the prediction markets. It's a very bold strategy. Yeah, big tech is still down. Amazon, Microsoft, Meta. I'm actually... what the hell is holding you up on the NASDAQ then? And then Net's trying to climb its way back up. No, it's real, bro. I'll find you the transcript comment. It's actually kind of insane. Oh, I forgot. You know, I always keep forgetting about NVIDIA. That's probably is what's holding you up, yeah. Because NVIDIA's up 2.5. Shark Ninja, they had earnings. Again, a couple of names that were up that gave up a little bit from the morning. They're kind of trying to turn around right now. Again, still 0.5. Everything's matched up around 0.5 now. So again, Dow seemed to be the lagger, but they're all coming back into play. So yes, this is from the conference call of Robinhood. So streamlining that, if you're a first-time prediction market customer, we not only make it easier for you to get in the product, but also make it so we could easily cross-sell you to things like retirement or other products. I think that's an area where we have a unique advantage of being a super app. So yeah, bro, they're good. It's a real strategy, you guys. I don't know if it's gonna work, but they're gonna try to sell you a retirement account after getting you into prediction markets. That one I didn't see coming, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Would I buy coin? Do you like coin? If you like coin, I could consider it. Do you like coin? Like Coinbase? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like a lot of different stocks. Do you like a lot of different stocks? I have nothing bad to say about coin. I have nothing bad to say about anything. How about you? Great question. You like this? I'm sure everybody does. So I mean, why wouldn't you like it? UNH going up. All right, and then Chevron. Where's oil? Sandis. I heard. Who was it? Somebody this morning. They were like. I forgot who it was. It was not. I don't think it was Samsung, but somebody was saying that the. It's like SIMC. It was like one of these Taiwan or like foreign chip builders. They were saying something about the memory hype kind of being overdue, or they're saying like people overblew it and that the memory supply might chill out. And then I heard Broadcom competing with NVIDIA. GFS. Yeah, that was a good earnings. Again, it's kind of even moving with Intel. Well, yeah, that is a post-earnings, and it's up another 2%. They opened around 7. Spies at the WAP. NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, all the chips. Again, I think NVIDIA is holding you up a little bit. You like coin you're buying? Cool, man. I think you made a good choice. Good luck. If you'd like any more information on coin and what makes it a superior investment, let me know. In the meantime, Dow Jones, 50-50. NASDAQ, 53 green, 48 in the red. SPY, 250 and 245. Yeah, not a recommendation. I don't do that. AMG. I don't know, bro. People are getting mad at Chipotle again. I'm kind of getting mad at Chipotle again. Trump, great jobs number, far greater. America should be paying much less on bond borrowings. America should be paying much less. We should therefore be paying the lowest interest rate. Thank you, President Trump. It seems like Tibor made some big updates yesterday, bro. I was surprised. Told you, man. Yeah, you just gotta feed him the right stuff. He's a crackhead, though. It's like 3 of them, but I was impressed. That's what I said, bro. Let's get him on real data. Let's see what he could do. Is there a product that helps against FOMO and sleepless nights? Due to holding stocks overnight? There might be. There might be. Let me find out what the fuck Staples are gonna do. And then I might be able to go to a quick commercial break. It's funny, both Chads, you guys just asked about it. It was effective sponsorship. Fair value 290 to 3, but they're filling around 230 to 3. Yeah, it's not just. I think it depends how far out you are. The ones closer to the money again. I haven't tried to fill anything, though. So maybe that's the problem. I think someone just has to move. That's what happens every other time. Somebody make a move, it will go, you know? And then they say, wow. Then they make a front running. And then they say, good, good. But yeah, very minimal move. It's all 1 standard deviation. That's why. It's actually below 1 standard deviation now. Again, that thing was hitting 210 yesterday. Yeah, there's about $1 spread. Well, yeah, someone just filled at 750 on that one. I was gonna say it's about 30%. Okay, look, and now someone filled that, and then it just fucking popped up another $1. So I'm saying, bro, you just need somebody to move on it. There's something, I don't know how good the liquidity is right now, because like literally, even some of the staple plays and the spreads are just fucking vicious today. So yeah, I'm looking at the one right at the money, but that one just popped up. I just saw somebody sell $1 lower, and then they just popped up now another $1 on the bid. And then the ones deeper in the money, still nobody added. There's no bid on it. It's like $3 below. Howard? How the hell did you go to that island? Good morning. God blessed me long term. Indeed. The long term's a great idea. I hope y'all do it the right way too. You know, because I'm just going to agree with you on everything. So, amen, baby. Amen. Why the hell did you go to that island? Where is it? All right. I need a hand. If the video goes down, that won't be good. I would like a better handle on some of these. Okay, net's starting to break. That just rocketed up everything. Like as we were just talking about these bids, bro. I think somebody just had to move a little bit. And they're still massively spread apart on some of them, but you at least got some sort of movement there. Yeah, the spreads are extremely wide. And if you are near the money, though, you got to either take the risk, set your order in if you want a higher amount, or you're going to take like 10-20% lower on the bid. Unfortunately, Intel's still going up. Staples, Financials are coming down again. Just remember how we had to react yesterday. I do think the IGV, today's its cool-off day. IGV's down too, man. Actually went straight down, then GFS going. Silver, Bitcoin, Intel. Bitcoin's at the low. Everything 0.4. Russell just gave it all up. And then Estee Lauder's starting to go. I mean, shout out to Staples. I still can't believe they're a staple, bro. Mind-blowing. Started 2 long terms recently. Oh man, that's what I'm talking about. You know, we had a talk last night, and I think it's very crucial. The lesson everybody needs to really refresh themselves on for the long term, and I think this is going to help a lot of you out, because you know you guys might have some great stocks you're thinking about, and I'll agree with you. But just remember, you can't change your mind for 10 years. And that is something I feel like some people have forgotten, you know, and if you really think like that, if you really put yourself in a mindset and mentality that you're not going to change your mind for 10 years, if you can't, imagine you didn't have the ability to change your mind for 10 years. Imagine if you bought a stock and you wanted to sell out of it in the long term, you had to cut off a finger, right? That would be a high stakes, you would think about it a lot more. So that's all. Just keep that in mind. And if you could do that and truly do all of your due diligence ahead of time and really think about it and try to go, you know, so think about it. If you can't change that stock for 10 years, you're going to really look into it before you buy it. You're going to really, you know, there's a consequence if you pull the trigger. So just don't forget that. And I think it's a good refresher. And if you do keep that on your mind, I think you're going to look into stocks a lot better. You're going to focus on quality a lot better. And you're going to really be able to know what to add to your portfolio. It's one of the best pieces of advice I could give anybody. AT&T, T-Mobile. Again, XLP is near the high. It seems like you're unwinding small caps and a little bit of the NASDAQ, but big tech's already down. I mean, NVIDIA is the only thing holding you up right now. That seems to be it. I mean, again, it's about 50-50 in the market. Most of the Mag 7 is down. But, yeah, it's there. It's just NVIDIA. IGV, it could be part of that, but then like Microsoft's down, Oracle, Adobe. Again, we did have a little freak out yesterday with like the Intuits and all those of the world. So yeah, I think a lot of the bigger like IGV names are just clobbered, but then you also have the smaller ones that are clapped and then caused a couple of other sympathies. I know MO is good. The premiums just sucked in the morning. Yeah, and even the whole XLP. So that is becoming the leader. XLP, XLB, the run it hot manufacturing type plays. Those are the ones doing good right now. Tech got the earlier bounce, but it sold. They should have took that daily. I thought it was going to bounce a little bit more. I whiffed it. It's actually kind of the same price. They're not up too much just yet. You can go for the lagger, but yeah, you've already sold off half of the morning. Why the hell would you go to that island? T-Mobile expects to double Q1 repurchases to $5 billion. Hi. So yeah, T-Mobile's moving off that. Again, they had some bad earnings, but they're about to go red to green. Bitcoin, I don't, you know, Bitcoin is an interesting one. I want to tell you how bad it is, but I should instead tell you it's great. So Bitcoin's awesome. Love Bitcoin. I think right now I could see why people want to buy the dip on Bitcoin. Awesome. Awesome. Why would you go to that island? Oh, my bad. I got you, bro. I got you on the wire. Do I like Webull? I heard it's a great brokerage, you know? So whatever you're comfortable with, you know, feel free, man. Yeah, I've heard it's a great brokerage. But if you do, what do you think about Webull? Do you think it's great? Because if you think it's great, that's all that matters. That hurt my soul. All right, man. I do need a, please take a minute here for this message from our sponsors. Thank you. Not Webull. Wait, where is it, bro? Put your moderate to severe volatility in check with long-term once-monthly savings and high-quality ownership. Before I started using long-term monthly, I was an absolute degenerate who couldn't sleep because they said don't hold overnight. Oh, I could sleep. My husband said he was investing for our future, but he was just gambling at 8 in the morning. But now, thanks to long-term monthly, we're about to buy our second home. Before taking long-term monthly, I used to get really bothered by the politics on the television and YouTube. Now, I don't care who's president. I know I'm still going to make a profit and have a financial future. Long-term can lower your ability to blow up your account. Before treatment, watch Trading Fraternity and Stock Market Live videos. Serious faith, hope, and love might occur. For patients above 20, discipline and goals are a common side effect. Nausea, upset stomach, and diarrhea may occur if you are trading in your long-term account. Consult your broker and ask them why they are charging you above the Fed's funds rate to hold your money. Long-term monthly is not a one-time treatment and will have to be kept up for several years. Long-term monthly. Pay yourself first. And the peach! Oh no! That's amazing. You get long-term monthly and a peach. Oh, we need peach monthly. Peach daily. Wow. Oh my God, I didn't think about that. There's long-term monthly and then there's peach daily. Oh, I'm going to take that up with the sponsors, Bradley. I'm going to take that up with the sponsors. See what they got cooking up in the pipeline. I'm sure it's FDA approved. What is it? Peachy Vi? Peach Roke? Rinvock? What else? I don't even know. Peach Talks? That sounds terrible. No, yeah. You know Botox? Isn't that crazy? The name Botox has toxic in the name. Oh my goodness. First time, yeah, then that was in the you gotta go watch the ISM video. I think the ISM video already paid a dividend. I mean, nothing's cooler than watching data on the macro and then getting to see it show up in real time. Because I think it did support some of the theory for a lot of people, bro. All right, bonds coming up a little bit, but still, I mean, half of the loss. You've given up most of the gain from the morning. Nasdaq's only up a quarter. Russell has gone red. SPY barely green, and then Dow is the one at number 2. Again, a couple names with their earnings up. Literally, your boy T-Mobile just ripped. Bop, 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 bop. So yeah, let's see if this holds or not. But this is kind of typical on these day-to-days. But I think it was just a lag reaction on staples. They're the ones going now. That's what I wanted to see if it was going to win. Peach daily. Before Peach daily, I had trouble getting out of bed. Now, I do it with no effort. We could do it. I'm going to take it up with the sponsors, man. We'll see. I think they're going to give me, they're going to try to give me a new video every month. We'll find out. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bop. All right, SPY going lower, though, but I think you're just moving around the pieces. Again, NVIDIA is your weird bellwether because you're already about to go red without NVIDIA. And then, again, a couple of these staples that started off lower are coming back up. I like the MOs, dude. I wanted one of those in the morning, but it was, dude, the spread was stupid. I mean, you would have made 50% on them, but I'm telling you, these spreads are fucking sickening, dude. Like, they make you vomit. That's what I was saying, even with the net, somebody has to move on them. Like, again, to put into context, there's only 10 options traded on one of those MO contracts. So it's like they're widening the spreads by 30%. So, yeah. Trump is considered... Shinebot just said she likes it. And then SN, that's post earnings as well. Again, XLB, materials, and staples. Those are the ones doing really, really good, especially now considering the Russell went down. We're back to the data release. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit right below that. So, yeah, you've already given that up. So, like I was saying, it did it early, though. So, think about it. It's only been 33 minutes. It could be a good sign if there's more, like, volume. But if there's not, sometimes it's just, it might just be a trap. But, yeah, usually the wider it goes, or if it starts hitting, like, a 480, that means something's going on. Boop-a-doop-a-doo-doo. Where is that one? No, you did that in 30 minutes. The other ones didn't hit, though, too hard. I was looking at one. But, yeah, so like we were talking about, that if you get that wishy-washiness in the morning. No, yeah, those already went up 100%. Damn it. So, yeah, any of those couple move, pretty much if you did any sort of downside play on the short term, those went up 100%. And then any staple at the buy the dip went up 50. ISM to say it'd be hot. Probably about, 3 months, 4 months in a row will set a trend. You know, and then if they keep going out and going up, it'll be crazy in that sense where it'll be hard to deny it. You know, right now we're still in the early days of, is the economy breaking out? Are you getting, hard data showing it? But, one after the other. That's why I was saying I'd watch the ISM all year. Watch the other macro data too, but, ISM is going to be one of those leading factors. But yeah, you've unwound most of the morning. You're about to fill the gap on the SPX, but this is around the level the data came out this morning. You had a little bit of a gap, and then it went up. Tesla, I don't know. People were talking about Tesla. Like Tesla is like still trading at one of the highest. It's trading at like one of the highest premiums, and then the yen's going up too. That one's interesting. Bam. Yeah, is it a 395 PE? All those communication ones went up. Then XLP. You don't need to vote, but if you want to have a say in it, you can. But then again, too, I think if you don't vote, you automatically give your vote to a proxy advisor. I don't know how it works. But yeah, if you do want to vote on it. And then somebody bought. So they're trying to make it a little hostile. And Quora, I believe, they bought $200 million worth of WBD this morning or last night in an effort to get Peace Sky to buy it or supporting them. And Netflix is down. All right. Is it raining? Why'd it get cold all of a sudden? CPI, I think it'll probably... I'm not as, you can't use the ISM for CPI. It might be higher. If you really wanted to pick apart the ISM, the prices paid went up. So it might be a little higher. And then again, jobs and activity, but I'm not too concerned with it, nor can I give the same sort of outlook. Because again, just ISM was so hot. That's why I was very challenging the idea that you were going to get a lower jobs report, even though everybody was freaking out. You want me to help a Christian-based gym in Washington? I'm not in Washington, but I could always try. You know, I'm in a very agreeable mood today. So I could, I don't know. I'm down to help anybody and agree to anything. So yeah, or at least I'll say I will, but you know, so whatever makes people happy, that's what we're shooting for. But then again, none of this is a recommendation. It usually leads to more problems. But we'll find. I want to test it out. Nivda. Crypto started off the weakest. I mean, again, gold and silver. Yeah, crypto's down 4. So again, if we hit one of those breakdown points, that's not going to be pretty. Actually, I think it might have to do with the yen and all that stuff still too. Let's see. Oh, no way. It's already down 4. On lift for 10. Is it back there? I need to double check the chart, but there is a point where lift goes low enough where I would like it for parts. It's not really one of my top choices, but yeah, it just kind of depends where it settles at. Fed Schmid, further rate cuts could allow higher inflation to persist. Not seeing evidence, current level of interest rates is restraining economy, appropriate to keep restrictive. Productivity improvements could allow faster growth without inflation, but we're not there yet. Current inflation rate indicates strong demand is outpacing improvements in supply. There are opportunities to reduce bank reserve demand and thus lower Fed balance sheet. Price shocks are transitory based on central bank response. Fed needs to keep focus on 2% target. Recent improvements in productivity could be about workers staying in jobs longer as opposed to stemming solely from technology. Yeah, where is it? Was it $9? Yeah, like around $9-10. I might be down to consider it. I'm not too against that. Boop a doop a doop boop. It sucks because Bitcoin, it tracks both like Japan and then it also tracks what's it called? It tracks IGV too. Do. All right, you're dumping a little harder. Do I prefer single family or multi-unit? It depends on what do you prefer. Which one do you like more? But I've been known to like single family. But what do you like more? How do you feel about it? So yeah, I do have a play. The drop is crazy, but this is what I was expecting yesterday. I was saying that little effery in the morning, but yeah, you filled the gap now. This is we've seen this on the day-to-days, but at least it did it in 30, 45 minutes. So at least that tracks a little better than not. Young Bitcoin. And then Nvidia, so everything's doing their thing. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Just under an hour. You got your gap fill. You now have staples in the manufacturing in the lead. That tracks a lot better with this idea of the jobs market being a little stronger. I mean, a couple of, again, gold and silver's up. Bitcoin is still a little lower. But everything's back to red now. Actually, I think equal weight might be in the green. No, equal weight's the only one, actually, barely. And that's after filling the gap. But yeah, give me a sec. Oh, IRA.
Growing very slowly.
Like
so I'm not sure that this is necessarily like this blowout jobs report. And I think that the market kind of gets that joke too, right? Six basis points in the 2-year yield is basically saying that's a quarter of an interest rate cut over the course of the next 2 years. It's not nothing, but it's also not a massive move here.
We're going to hear about inflation on Friday. So, how do you think that, you sit there, you put yourself in the Fed's chair midday Friday. How do you think they're viewing kind of what they need to do as a next step?
Yeah, I think that, the inflation story is going to be really interesting because you still have a little bit of tariff hangover and, so the goods sector could still be contributing a little bit to inflation being pretty sticky. But I think that some of the important information that we're going to get is, how are services being affected by all of these things? Because if you look at the wage gains from today's jobs report, it does suggest that in January you had actually reasonably good wage growth. There's not a lot of hiring in some of those higher income services sectors, like I was mentioning before, but there were wage gains in those sectors. So basically, the people who have jobs are getting decent bumps in their paycheck, and that should keep services inflation relatively high. So it becomes a challenge for the Fed to cut interest rates if you wind up with something above a 2.5% CPI on a sustained basis. So I do think that they're going to be focused on some of those details. Not only do we get a 2.6 or 2.7, but what is the distribution of the price increases that we get within the CPI report.
Very quickly, Ira, so it's appropriate then that the first Fed rate cut is priced for July?
Yeah, we'd been thinking that they would wait until probably the second half of this year to cut interest rates, but then once they do, we think that there'll be a series of cuts. So that they might cut 75 basis points. Certainly, today's jobs numbers make us a little bit more skeptical that they'll go as quickly as we think. But I think as a base case, the potential for slower jobs growth, somewhat slower wage growth going forward, and that's the catalyst. It has to be the catalyst probably for the Fed to cut rates again the second half of this year.
All right, good stuff. Ira Jersey, Bloomberg Intelligence Chief U.S. Interest Rate Strategist on this January jobs report. It was a blowout if you just look at the numbers, but perhaps, as he mentioned, you look at the kinds of jobs and the quality of the jobs and the wage gains, and it tells a different story. It's always very nuanced when you look at the jobs market and the labor economy.
Thank you, Ira.
This is Bloomberg.
This is Bloomberg. All right, SPY going a little lower. Bonds, I mean, I would be more shocked if the bonds went to green. So that's the thing. After the good jobs report, the bonds got blown out. I know rate cut odds shifted to July. So yeah, watch out for that. But you've already done the whole give it up there from the morning. A lot of things have actually moved quite a decent amount. So we are going to see, my friends. We are going to see. Is Intel going to do its 5%? NVIDIA is already into the low. We will find out. What do I think about the new build quality? What do you think about it? I have a lot of thoughts. But yeah, what are you feeling? KHC damn came up 6%. And then MO. All right. GIS too. More staples are going up. So this is probably going to be the NVIDIA side of it. Unless Apple or Amazon. Apple is coming up. Yeah, NVIDIA's going. NVIDIA's gave up 3. Now TAP is waking up. Kimberly woke up. Kimberly hit 104 for crying out loud. You had your first real ramen? Oh, dude. I forgot. You were surrounded by some of the best food, bro. There's like a little hamburger place. I don't know. I see all these on TikTok. I'm gonna have my girl send me them. I'm gonna get them for you, bro. But yeah, I mean, market's not too bad. I mean, when you look at the scoreboard, Russell has moved a lot, 2%. But you know, again, a lot of people coming into it, just everybody was thinking it was going to be a really bad jobs report, and you would be, you know, that you would think people would freak out about the economy, but that bad jobs report was guaranteeing more rate cut narrative. But now that jobs report was good, that kind of went out the window. Hassett, people are coming off of the sidelines in the labor market. High wage growth is driving people to the labor market. What's the story behind agreeing to everything? Just, you know, after being banned on Twitter, I feel like one of the hardest places to get banned on. I want to try it out, you know, because I think I didn't think that I would get the same Jesus behavior towards like fucking Bitcoin. So yeah, I think we live in a wicked generation, and I think everybody just wants you to agree with them. So I want to try it out. I want to be more agreeable. Is that, you know, I feel like I've been a little less agreeable, I guess, at times. I mean, I do like to believe what I say and say it, but I am, you know, I want to try to fit in a little bit more, because I didn't expect, of all places, even on Twitter, it's spread, brother. It's spread. So yeah, that's why, you know, I don't want to bother people. I think people make better decisions when they're not bothered. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to bother anybody. I apologize for having an opinion, or I apologize for speaking the truth. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I wanna try. I wanna see what it's like. It's kind of uncomfortable. I think some of you could tell, but yeah, I just wanted to see what could happen. But no, I'm very disappointed. And then again, it's like Bitcoin though too. It's like I never thought that just Bitcoin. I don't know. Maybe Bitcoin's worse than I think. But I actually think Bitcoin has the ISM in its favor. That's something that we talked about. But yeah, I didn't think they were gonna react like that. But that's how it is too, though. A lot of things, man. You talk about the stocks people like. You just agree, bro. There's a lot easier for them. So I want to try it. I miss that. It's not you know, I feel like everybody else gets to do it. I want to see what it's like. So yeah, let me know. You got any questions? I'd love to agree with you. I don't know if you've noticed though. Homeboy they already asked me about Adobe, but that conversation ended faster than if I actually didn't agree with him. So, you know, it was kind of, I don't know, it kind of worked, bro. It kind of worked. Peach Daily. I mean, it's only a quarter of a point. I think the Russell and the NASDAQ's starting to look like murder, but the Russell got murked. That was the one. I'm surprised too. That was looking good. And then where's EEM? But this is what we were saying though. That's why I was expecting this one in the morning, bro. Yeah, Google's on the low, Amazon, But yeah, at least you did this. Like I said, first hour, first 2 hours. If this starts to play out like this has been our typical, like, middle of the week move, bro. Like, none of this is actually that surprising. Again, I think the data itself was surprising, but now, you know, it just shook up a lot of the narratives, and now you got to take this in to the Friday data. A-Lab, where did net go? Oh, and chill, it just didn't move. Who else was the other one? All those staples, though. So if you took those staples in the morning, that was it. It was moving so slow. And those spreads got me today. I didn't want to take them. Then you just have to wait so long. But not in this case, though. But yeah, Apple's the only one that's actually holding up pretty good. PG. Abavacious. So yeah, more of the biotechs and more, or like the staple biotechs, the Pfizers, the BMYs, those are all have ripped right now. And then TAP was weak in the morning, and now you got Kenvue and Kimberly. Damn it, Kimberly. They aren't cutting rates. Well, literally up until yesterday, that was the thing. I think that's why everybody wanted a bad report and they wanted Trump to fail. But, you know, I want Trump to fail too, I meant. But, like, what happened was that the rate cut odds were about to break out. We were at June. If you had a bad report, as bad as people were saying, that June would have jumped to maybe a April or a May. But then after that one, it ended up going back to July. So some people are even skeptical about July. At one point earlier in the year, last month, people were thinking it was gonna happen at what's it called? They were thinking we were gonna get the rate cut odds towards the end of the year. So yeah, the issue is how many cuts we are pricing in. Hassett, AI boom can drive productivity. We could easily see 4 to 5 GDP. Again, SPY, it's like it's getting these little like green candles, but you're not moving. I mean, you're pretty far off from VWAP, so you have a longer way to move. Yeah, there's your little candle. Again, the biotechs and the staples. I think fucking MO was the leader, dude, because before any of those staples ran, that thing started being on fire. But yeah, the staples are now the leader there. This kind of tracks the run it hot theme, the manufacturing. The first like price move was a little deceptive in the morning, but I do think that macro narrative is in full effect right now. Oh, where's silver? Silver's even dropping out too. A couple of sticks on that. I know. Well, again, the only thing I could say for like Microsoft and everything else, you did have a pretty nice rally in the last 3 days on like software, IGV. But yeah, IGV is down 4% again. Again, Intuit, that dropped 4. I don't know where Schwab is. Is Pfizer 52 weeks? Oh, yeah, dude. 27.77. Holy shit, dude. I didn't even realize that. Remember, I was telling you that 27.60? So this opens up the door for I mean, this is kind of like when Intel got above the 40s or 50s. I think 40 because now it's in the 50 range. But yeah, I think your next stop will be like 29-ish. And then 30 if it really goes. But again, remember, they just had that bad earnings. That could be it, but also, too, like, I mean, once again, I think part of it is the rate cuts and people wanted a little bit more juice, but I don't think that's what's giving, you know, this reaction is not too bad yet. Remember, you just had a crazy rally after a little mini volatility freak out. So that's still lingering, but then also, you got to think about it like the economy. Like right now, and even what's got us into this volatility mess is the economy shifting to a degree. That's why staples are going up. That's why you're watching, you know, different sorts of moves there where it's like the economy isn't pointing towards, like, even this year, if, like, hypothetically, if this continues this year, this isn't an environment where people want to own, like, you're not buying high growth stocks. You're not buying, you know, these same stocks that have made a killing over the last couple of years. Because, again, it's been several years that, like, manufacturing, staples, and a lot of these other names lagged. So now with, like, the CapEx, the threat of AI, again, the jobs market is going up. If, you know, if rates stay up in a certain way, there's the companies that make cash flow and aren't threatened by AI. Those are the ones that are attracting the money. That's what we've seen from end of last year till right now. The money is going to the names that just steady cash flow, have been beaten down, and they're not reacting to this dynamic that they've already been there. I mean, if you agree, but that's one way to put it. Yeah, well, it's not too bad now. I mean, it was like, the fun fact about it, compared to the S&P, you have never had a sell-off in software that big ever. It's actually bigger than the dot-com boom bust. But the odd part about it is, like, that's, I think, because we're at such a high price. But the odd part about it is that you've been at it's not like it's people aren't feeling it's the worst thing ever. But then at the same time, people are definitely acknowledging the risk. But it's just, again, this is the run it hot theme. And I think that's some of the problem that people aren't really getting, is that run it hot, it's affecting a different part of the economy. I mean, that is why I made that ISM video. Because, like I'm saying, manufacturing, cardboard boxes, stuff like that, that's kind of where we're going to, you know, that has nothing to do with software. That has nothing to do with, you know, the chips have already had their moment and they're going up. But some of them, I mean, if they manufacture in the United States, but it's things like that where it's just, I don't think software is the worst or the best, and it's going to kind of play that game. But if we keep playing this game, the jobs go to manufacturing, whether rates are lowered or not, you know, those companies are still going to probably attract a lot off of this environment. Again, a weaker dollar. And then depending on if that weaker dollar leads to more economic activity, then we're going to know the next step. But for now, I mean, that's how I would explain all of this other stuff. Apple's starting to go now. Remember, Apple's already holding up 1% the whole day. Yeah, Pepsi did 20. It did 20 in a month while the software stocks dropped 20 in a month. But yeah, that's kind of the, you know, because again, Pepsi's going to make money no matter what. Procter & Gamble's going to make money no matter what. And not only have some of those names been kind of lagged, it's just like whatever changes we get. But if you get a real economy boom from the bottom, again, Main Street versus Wall Street. That's the part I think a lot of people don't really get just yet. It's like, dude, software, all the big tech, like, you guys might like it if you've been making money off of it, but that's just rich people. That's just the top end of the economy that benefits off of all the internet money and all these other things. But all these other names now, if that internet money changes, if the software, the big money, it's already solid and they've made a lot over the last decade. If that shifts back to the real economy, those names like Pepsi, Procter, again, diapers, beer, those are going to probably benefit a lot more. And then it's going to find a nice little balance. Estee Lauder. Thank you, Estee Lauder. Yeah, I think, dude, was it DuPont? Didn't I hit a 52-week high? Well, think about it. I mean, people talking AI. AI is it makes the real products. How many times have you heard people talk about real assets and all of these products? You know, and talking about real assets being, AI, real assets. You need to own something, silver, gold. Now just apply it to companies. You know, papers going up, the people selling the stuff that you're going to use all the time. If anything, AI will help them manufacture, but at the same time, if you have a solid business of manufacturing and all that, you're going to benefit off of it immediately and not have the same downside. or risk to any of the other stuff. Oh, QVC, one of those fucking bonds is ripping. Wait, did it film me on 2 of those? Shine bought information of U.S. drones in Mexico. That's why they shut down El Paso, they said. That was a trip. All right, see if we could bottom out a little bit here. Now it's only 0.5% on the NASDAQ. Again, Russell, that moved the most. SPY's down 1/4. And equal weight is now came down. They're all matched up. Again, Dow is actually doing the best now. Or I guess you could argue the SPY is. It's 730. Let's see. Dow Jones, 17 in the red, 13 in the green. That's stayed pretty much the same. I'm sure there's tech. NASDAQ, 60 red, 40 in the green. That's practically the same. SPY, 270 red. 10 more names went red on the SPY. Yeah, I think Unity's down third. The Staples now took it over. So watch what happens here on this bounce. If we do bounce to VWAP or keep going, see what the Staples do. See if they keep running. The Google 100-year bond. It has a lot of implications. I don't want to bother anybody with it. So, but it depends how you view it. But I do think, you know, like some people view 50-year mortgages and 100-year bonds, and Michael Burry would tell you the last company that sold one was a Motorola. They're the last ones that did a 100-year bond. But then we saw yesterday QVC. QVC, damn, has a 38-year bond or something. Or so they sold a 36-year bond. I was shocked by that one. Yeah, Zillow actually guided down. But yeah, again, it's interesting too because real estate's rolling this. You know, mortgage originations have been up. I've actually been shocked by that. Oh, I don't know if I could find you the chart. But yeah, like slowly, even though real estate hasn't done much, and then the rates are still kind of high. We were just talking about, you know, that 5% rate the other day. But yeah, the mortgage originations have been kind of climbing, dude. Where is it? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Where was that data set? Give me the 2025 numbers. But yeah, a lot of them have been by higher credit, so you could argue that's the K-shaped economy. It's only showing me my 2023 data. I gotta get it loaded. But yeah, dude, you're starting to the mortgage originations are like climbing to a rate that was kind of more reflective of like the early 2020. I'm surprised by it. So it's not like this has been the best environment to refinance, but and then you have a lot of defaults on the FHA, believe it or not. You know, I think it's like 13% of FHA loans are in default now, or past due. I think a little higher, which is, again, I think that does relate to some of the immigration. But yeah, mortgage originations have been climbing. So again, as we're talking about all the hard economy, the real assets, the real economy, you are watching that in some areas. I think it's quite fascinating. That's good, man. Well, it's good to see you, bro. I hope you've been doing good. I hope I look forward to agreeing with whatever you guys have to offer. And I'm glad you got a long term. Did you hear about our sponsor? We have a new sponsor here at the channel. So I would love to if you haven't, just take a minute and enjoy the sponsored post. Thank you. Put your moderate to severe volatility in check with long-term once monthly savings and high-quality ownership. Before I started using long-term monthly, I was an absolute degenerate who couldn't sleep because they said don't hold overnight. Oh, I could sleep. My husband said he was investing for our future, but he was just gambling at 8 in the morning. But now, thanks to long-term monthly, we're about to buy our second home. Before taking long-term monthly, I used to get really bothered by the politics on the television and YouTube. Now, I don't care who's president. I know I'm still going to make a profit and have a financial future. Long-term can lower your ability to blow up your account. Before treatment, watch trading fraternity and stock market live videos. Serious faith, hope, and love might occur. For patients above 20, discipline and goals are a common side effect. Nausea, upset stomach, and diarrhea may occur if you are trading in your long-term account. Consult your broker and ask them why they are charging you above the Fed's funds rate to hold your money. Long-term monthly is not a one-time treatment and will have to be kept up for several years. Long-term monthly. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. So yeah, man, make sure you always stick with it. When will we know if the big, beautiful bet worked or not? Well, I mean, depending on how you view it, it's safe to say it's going to fail no matter what, because that's the easy answer for most people. But if another view would be to look about 6 to 9 months from now, maybe a little sooner, but essentially, as long as the jobs data, the ISM, and all these other real economy factors keep ticking up, and as long as the economy doesn't crater, that will kind of be the sign of it. Vlad!
The net deposits actually
Yeah.
start coming in because people want to bring in
love
new money
Robinhood.
to get exposure to
You
these
guys know
IPOs.
that?
So if it's
I
a
think
big
Vlad is
IPO
such a
year,
good guy.
and there's some names that have already
I'm so proud of
publicly
him and
said
how
that
far
they
they've came.
are making preparations. I think that's a
You
that's
know
a
that?
great
Robinhood is
tailwind
great,
to
dude.
our business and to the
So
equity
I really
markets in
look
general.
forward
Quick last
to
question.
their
Billionaire
innovation.
tax, if that gets passed, are you leaving California?
Well, my intent is not to leave California.
Yeah, don't leave, bro.
I don't agree with it. So.
You don't
I
agree?
think that it's important for California to be the center.
It's okay.
of
I still love it.
startups and founders. If you think about this tax, really a founder's tax.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of like old legacy dynasty money in California. It's people that have come, a lot of them with nothing, and built businesses that California benefits from.
Yeah.
You're already seeing people leaving the state. So
Happening now, yeah.
I think there's a big question mark about whether this thing just sort of like completely backfires, and we don't want to end up as a state in a situation where we're killing the golden goose, right? We want to get the eggs in perpetuity. So
That's right.
Nice.
Good analogy, and you obviously built Robinhood here as well. Unfortunately, we're out of time, Vlad. It's so good to see
They're
you.
out of
Thanks
time,
so much
Vlad.
for being here. And guys, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you.
Okay, so not joining the parade of billionaires that are exiting. Not yet, at least. Thank
Not
you,
yet.
Kate.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. MO still more value. So yeah, the MO was kind of the leader, bro. Now you got DG and all the other ones moving. Bam, 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 bam. I was tripping out by the Ring app. I saw the commercial after because everybody was freaking out. But we should all help out to find lost dogs and give up our privacy. I don't think it's that bad, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. It depends how you look at it, I guess. I mean, I do have a Ring camera. I have a Ring camera at the farm. I have a couple of them. But yeah, so, I mean, if a dog ever got lost in the middle of nowhere, I'd love to help out. Macron, U.S. tariffs are game changer, structural turning point. It's a coercion mechanism. Europe must preserve key sectors, including chemicals, like a DuPont. I have my own setup at my crib, but I have on the farm, I have the Ring cameras. It was just easier. Because, like, it's big. So to set it up and, like, they wanted a lot to do, like, a CCTV on there. I said, okay, I put the ring camera. I get a wildlife camera. You know the wildlife camera? Very good. You get to watch the wolves. Solar. Wow. Generac. Don't they have... That's post-earnings, right? There's no way that's a pre-earnings move. Where's Ford? The Waze? I didn't know Waze has commercials. The birds. I'm still an avid bird watcher. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, Bitcoin's climbing a little bit. IBM flushing. I want to get a bird feeder. I see the appeal, man. I see the appeal. All right, Bitcoin is chilled out alongside silver now and gold. Actually, gold is the one that's a little bit weaker. I thought silver went negative. So that's not the worst. And then where's NVIDIA? NVIDIA's back up. I think that's what gave you your little bounce off the bottom. Apple, Tesla. Wow. Then oil, bro. XOM, Conoco. And then the staples are just loving today. You'll attract raccoons with the bird feeders? No way. Man, y'all got me. I mean, raccoons are kind of cute. Have you ever seen... I've seen people who keep... They keep raccoons as pets. Yeah, they're not... I don't think they're that disruptive. You just gotta feed them trash. I'm down. I got a dumpster. Okay, low ticker's still active. Again, I want to say half of this rally in the last 10 minutes has just been... what's it called? I want to say it's just been that NVIDIA move. And then again, staples still go in. TLT hasn't moved, but it's half of the... loss that it gained today, which is still kind of impressive, man. You know, the craziest part about the bonds, you're still up from Hassett. That's the part that's kind of trippy. You're getting a lot of gaps and shit, but still kind of crazy. Macron needs to build integrated European electricity grid. Arm bounce. Watch Qualcomm too. They've been kind of moving since the earnings, and then Qualcomm's at least up. Where's the Dizzles and the Intizzle? Intel's still green technically. Verizon, Comms, Staples, they're still all going, bro. Kind of crazy. Even fucking Kimberly, dude. Kimberly Clark. That's what our diapers are all about. get spicy seeds, the birds can't taste it. No way. How do you guys know this? Identify bird. Well, have you seen the people trying to do that with AI? Like, there's people who have they have AIs like tracking birds, like the bird chirps, and they're trying to like figure out the language of birds. So that's like part of this like crazy AI modeling that people are working on. Essentially, mother effers are gonna try to like predict bird language with AI. And then I don't know if you guys see it, bro. It sucks because I don't. This one kind of is trippy. Not trippy, but like it's kind of what we were talking about with the Edge. Because I don't know if you noticed it. It's circulating from Twitter to Reddit. There's people putting out these articles and they're like, I work in AI and nobody knows what's coming. They're like, it's a panic moment. And they're like, your job and all these things. But it's like becoming mainstream that people are addressing some of the AI deflation. So I don't know. Now the fact that people are talking about it, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But yeah, so that is something though. It kind of relates to that. But like that bird language thing, they've been working on it for a long time. That was like in 2024. So I guess 2 years now. But 2 years is eternity in AI development. But yeah, well now everyone's talking about it. So again, a couple weeks ago, you know, even that's why some people are still debating whether or not the freak out is legit with what's it called? Whether or not the freak out is legit with everything going on with software and all that. But, you know, some people are starting to warn about the deflation, what it does to the jobs, how fast it's moving, so on and so forth. But it was kind of surprising. Last like 24, 48 hours, there's been some viral clips and articles that have been circulating. There is XAI had a bunch of people step down. I think there's only like half of the founding team still available or something. Apple's still going. Dude, Unity. Remember Unity? You saw it a week or two ago. That's kind of what. That was right during the beginning of that software freak out. Kind of the end, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, we just saw that one. All right, Spy, Apple. Sadly, I think this is all NVIDIA. In and out. That's what our long terms are not all about. You read one of those last night. I don't know how to feel about it. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The fact, I believe some of the sentiment, but like I have been telling you guys that for quite a minute. You know, think about it. Like, you know, we just had a video on deflation. We just had a video on the ISM. You know, that's why I did want to put out all of these videos for everybody. But at the same time, once it starts getting like sensationalized in a way, that's what I'm saying. Like an article going viral on Twitter, Reddit, and all over of people talking about this, that's kind of a red flag. Because that is like, wait a minute. It's like, because again, if it's a good story and people like to, you know, kind of dramatize it, but at the end of the day, I mean, I have been telling you guys for a while, you know, I would get involved in AI or at least start understanding it a little bit. And there is ways where, like, you know, the learning curve is a lot lower and where it's leading to in tech. I mean, it has impacts, but like you guys, I mean, how many times have you heard me talk about AI, AGI, deflation, all of that? Man, Meta is waking up. So that'll help. Kind of a decent candle. It's only 0.25%. Check news. I see Macron comments on rare earths. So I'm checking Meta. But yeah, Meta, you're getting volume in 0.25%. I don't see anything yet. What's all about? Lumen? And Apple too. Those are your two. RevMed, Craft. We'll see if that could hold up or not. If you get a headline, that'd be nice. And then SPY right below VWAP. You got Meta, Apple, and NVIDIA. That's 2 candles now on Meta. That's still going. In and out. Oh. I don't know if this is it or if it's old. February 11th. I think Bill Ackman. That's what I think it is. I can't confirm. I have to read through this shit. That's the only thing that's coming across right now, but it does say February 11th. Pershing Square and Meta. Are all about. Let's see. Shopify on the low, that's post earnings. So yeah, that hasn't hit wires yet. But yeah, it could be Meta and Pershing. You know, Grant, you're already up 0.5%. I still have to go through it. Let me control fucking F. New investments in Hertz, Amazon. Check if the other ones are moving. So yeah, none of the other ones are moving though off of that. Again, this came out February 11th, but Meta's the only one that took a candle off of it. So yeah, Meta's still going. Well, watch Hertz and Amazon then. See if those get a follow-up. Tesla getting greens. Exited Chipotle, CPKC, and Nike. Yeah, so Meta's chilling off there. See, it looks updated. Shopify had good earnings. Shopify was just down. And then check. So there's Hertz moving now. So yeah, but none of this has hit the wire. I'm reading just off the Pershing Square thing, but and then see if Chipotle and Nike move. Because again, but I don't know. This one seems weird. Yeah, Hertz. I think you just got a minute jump on that, dog. Are all about. So yeah, even on a delay, you guys are mad early. It's just weird that this hasn't circulated yet. That's the only problem I have with it. But then again, it's starting. That should show up somewhere. Yeah, there you go. A couple more people are. I gotta see one more post on it. I don't see it on any news. Like, it hasn't like circulated. It's all It's not government data, but it's through their filing. It's filing and then their annual presentation. So only that one's 2.3, but none of the cells have moved. So watch Nike, Chipotle to the downside. And then Amazon is also a buy too. Hertz is just the small one. And then who's the other one? Meta. Yeah, they put 10% of capital in Meta, 13% of capital in Amazon, and then 2% of capital in Hertz. He likes this one, Habibi. Interesting. I do like everything today, yes. Bill Ackman discloses new position. No, that's what came in. That was that first headline. We were just early. I just found the source of it all. I just had to, it took me a minute to verify it was real. But yeah, it is. And now people are circulating it. It'll hit wires soon. It's not gonna, I don't know when it's gonna hit there. But it's real. That's what our long term is all about. What did he call it? Okay, it's already gave up that 2%. It hit 3%, so it would have triggered. But very slow, Habibi. Into it. It's hitting now. He hinted at cyclical play. That's what I'm saying. Watch Chipotle and Nike to the downside, because he just exited both of those completely as well. But that, and then I'm surprised Amazon didn't get more of a candle. Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. No, man. No, man. No, man. I love that movie, bro. It's very inspirational on my new journey. And spy at the WAP. And Bitcoin just chilling. I think Amazon's the trippiest one out of all that. But see how the traders take the cyclical play. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Yeah, so he sold out 7% of their portfolio is Nike and Chipotle. Hertz has asymmetric upside. They didn't mention cyclical. I think people are attributing that word to it, but he's just talking about selling cars. Well positioned for autonomous vehicle ecosystem. And yeah, asymmetric share price. It's already gave back though. The philo on taking control of your mind to get true results. You got promoted? Oh, let's go, baby. Would you say you put your mind to work, my brother? Did you apply it? So it sounds like, but that's amazing. Get ready for more. You got to keep going. Gotta keep going. Is there an... I don't know if you guys want to hear this right now. So this may not be agreeable or not. But, and maybe some of you who have more experience could give me a better update. Is there about to be a new DeepSeek that's coming out? I'm not even kidding, bro. I think there might be a DeepSeek V4. Knowledge cutoff May 2025. It's rumored for mid-February 2026. So yeah, man, that's another one. I mean, people did stop caring about it, but people are hyping it up as another model. But yeah, you technically, that might be your next update, beyond the Anthropic, beyond the Sonnet and Claude and all that shit. Yeah, I guess people are talking about it. I just saw something on it. That's why I was like, no, fuck, I thought it was a joke. But here we are. Spy at the WAP. That's crazy. So yeah, you might get a DeepSeek V4. That'll be fun. Getting to do all this software stuff. And then a DeepSeek. That's what our long terms are all about. I love so the nets are up, the spread is wide, and out of the monies are clapped. But the mid monies are doing great. But geez, dude. DeepSeek 6 before GTA, DeepSeek 4. But yeah, bro. I mean, literally though, that is I was only looking out for like any other plugins or other updates, but we might, with how sensitive everybody is, you might have to put that on the calendar. Elf is popping a little bit. I feel like are we about to get some like 13Gs or 13Fs and some updates? Well, yeah, the AIs always update. It's just a matter of which ones are like effective. And you know, if like, you know, that just would surprise people. Again, the Claude bots, then the Claude and what it's able to do, you know, again, Codex, AI. That's why people are freaking out. And like some of those articles that are like hyping it up, they're just talking about, and it is real, they're talking about the AI's ability to work on itself. That's what Codex is. And like people are saying how they have now built AIs, and the people in the beginning who are building the AIs, the AI now works with the people and it could build itself. So it's just a matter of how it updates. And if it updates in a way that allows for crazy productivity gains, or it's able to replace something, that's kind of what's been creating these reactions. So like I was saying, we're already sensitive. You even saw yesterday with Hazel and all those other ones. Like, we're going to be sensitive to these updates, but eventually it is going to boil down to what it can replace or not. So, but yeah, I think we're going to be on the lookout for all of these. Yeah, I was saying those Intuits, the lotto plays went up, but they're just all fucking, the spreads are insanity. Yeah, Intuit's down 6 now. That's kind of the reaction from yesterday. Well, here's the fun fact. Where is it? Because, I mean, we could debate about the AIs now, But then again, I mean, you are right. You are correct. Everybody is. So here's just a fun set of data. But literally, we have never seen a sell-off. Actually, is that the one? Yeah, this is a 0 percentile. AKA, you sold off software compared to the SPY more than any other moment in stock market history. Again, even like comparing it to 01, just where this lands is kind of insane. And then, yeah, even on the 6 months. So in 6 months, you have never seen software sell off this hard compared to the overall market. That's why, too, again, this relates to the economy side and things going up. But yeah, it's never done this. But yeah, I mean, everybody has their ideas. Trump is meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu. BDX, didn't they get killed yesterday? HLT Pershing exit positions. I swear none of them like really moved. So Meta like moved and came right back down. Amazon didn't catch a bid off the new position. Hertz sold off already. Hertz is just a small cap. And then Nike and CMG didn't do shit. Yeah, remember Qualcomm post earnings and they didn't do too hot, but they're holding up. Chips have a better vibe today. They're at least doing better in terms of the manufacturing. The Ackman effect is dead. It might be. Well, I forgot. If you're going to buy the play, before you buy the play, you should be like, hello, may I meet you? May I meet you? Yeah, no actual proof, just fear. I agree with you. I feel, man. All right, SPY's getting a candle on the Netanyahu comment. Sounds like a good opportunity. It does sound like a good opportunity. Yeah, I agree. May I meet you? You guys don't know. Everything just took a green candle. A little one, but I don't know if it's driven. Again, Apple is up by 2%. And then Bitcoin breaking out a little bit from the low, getting back to the first 30 minutes. Again, that first 30 minutes was pretty active. I can't believe race. The car is so beautiful, actually. It was beautiful. If everybody else liked it. KDP, we talked about that one in value. You love the new Ferrari EV? Yeah, I do too, man. I think it looks awesome. Oh, you're just kidding? Oh, well, I'm sure some people like it. Yeah, if you're an engineer and know what you're doing, you know how far we are. It scares how people vibe code with no knowledge. I agree. 1,000,000%. I'm glad to hear all these opinions. You like the SUV, the Ferrari one? Me too. Why does it scare you, bro? There's nothing to be scared of. Don't you feel like you're in a safe space? Isn't it nice? Come on. Do you have any opinions? You don't have any. You don't. I'm telling you, bro. Wait till you have an opinion, and then just somebody agrees with you, man. It's like, I don't know if you've ever done crack, but I'd like to think it's very similar. I've never done crack, but I don't think you should too, unless you want to, unless that's what you're into. But yeah, so it goes a long way. It goes a long way. Yeah, Qualcomm still getting all chips, but you're starting to broaden out a little bit. A couple of risk-on factors have woken up. I think it's crazy you're at VWAP, but you got to work a little bit up here. Dow is still, everything's right except the SPY, and then equal weight's leading, but NASDAQ might go green, and then they might leave homeboy in the dust, aka the Russell. And staples are just running. Microchip. Okay, Bitcoin's picking up. I don't know why I have In and Out songs stuck in my head. And then GFS, more chips. I think the chips are going to go up. Let's get a checkup. See if anybody switched. So Dow Jones still 1317. NASDAQ 50-50. So about 10 names went green on the NASDAQ. SPY 250. So about 20 names went green. ARM. I don't know if those premiums are still up. It should be. I mean, yesterday they got really juiced. I enjoyed that. It's funny, man. Big 7 except for NVIDIA. I guess Tesla's in the green and then Apple. That's giving you the lead. But you're back to green. Isn't this the level? Oh, wow. You're like right below where the data came out. Stock market lives are crack. Good. Do you have a long term? As long as you have a long term. That's the best thing to get addicted to. I say you got to be careful for it, man. You know, because it does eventually. You're going to be like, I'm not going to spend any money. I'm only going to invest it. And then you might turn into like, it turns into like a TLC show where you become one of those extreme savers. And then you'll be like, I reuse my toilet paper. I reuse it to save money. And then I put the rest in the long term. So I've seen it happen. So it's good. It was the best thing you could get addicted to. I think Micron had news, correct me if I'm wrong. And then again, the memory stocks have been up. They chilled out a little bit over the last little freak out and then started to pull things up a little bit. They had an investor conference, yeah. I'm saying, I think there was something, CBRE? R? Oh, real estate. Actually, I want to see the real estate ETF. Because you guys know that's even part of, I wouldn't call it a staple, but even though the rates have been high, I mean, real estate stocks, these have been some of the more rejected one that's doing good. POAS? What the fuck is POAS? Sounds disgusting. POAS up 6.5. Looks very illiquid, yeah, but a lot of volume. I don't know. I'm surprised it didn't move. I don't know what the fuck this is. It looks scary. Now it's up 9. And then NVO, Eli Lilly dead. Again, those biotechs. Pfizer's still going. Again, this is a 52-week high for Pfizer. SPY right at VWAP. VWAP. Use the bidet. Dude, did you know? Do you guys know the story of the bidet? I don't know if it's too early to tell you guys the history of the bidet. Would you like to know why Americans don't use bidets? Because no, bro. It has a crazy one, bro. It has a very crazy story. You want to know? All right. Well, I hope you could all, I hope it doesn't bother anybody. But essentially, like back in the World War II days, like, because everywhere around the world, they use bidets. Only Americans use toilet paper. So, because back in the day, bidets were like, when Americans would like see it, it was at like brothels. So they like associated bidets as like hoe shit. So when they came back, they're like, nah, that's some brothel shit, dog. And then again, like, you know, they were very moral and they had very, you know, strong cultural standards. So yeah, but they were like, nah, like bidets is like for the brothels. So then they're like, nah, we don't use bidets. And then came the toilet paper industry. Yeah, I think it is big TP propaganda, but yeah, the biggest rise in bidets was after 2020. So after we got locked inside, everybody was like, oh man, we sold out of toilet paper. I need a new way to wipe my ass. And then, yeah, that's how we got here. You should go look it up. I don't know if I told the story accurately, but yeah, if you don't, you should go look it up. You should go look it up. It's pretty interesting. I told you, I know a lot about poop history. Like I'm telling you, like Abraham Lincoln never wiped his ass. And I know that sounds wild, but like Abraham Lincoln was using an outhouse. Like they didn't have toilets. Like, you know that? Abraham Lincoln didn't use like a toilet in the White House. And like he just didn't have toilet paper, bro. Toilet paper was invented after Abraham Lincoln. Most people don't know this. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, man, the more you know. The more you know. Crazy lore, I know. It's fun though. It's fun. Oh, where's ICE? Not like deportation, but like ICE. Oh, they sold off. And then WMB, that keeps climbing up there on the high ticker. Williams. Okay, more volume on Bitcoin. I'm surprised gold and silver haven't made a move. The dollar hasn't really made a move. Dollar's not even up that much considering it tweaked out a little bit more pre-market. Trump pulls National Guard troops from Chicago. Dude, you know how we were talking about the shit yesterday? Like, literally? There's a new Toto coming out. And it's a Toto that when you shit in it, it analyzes your poop and sends the data to the app. So I thought that was very intuitive. I kind of want one. Yeah, bro. They're going to have toilets that analyze your shit for you. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Should probably be $20,000. I don't know. These Totos, man. I don't know if you know about the Toto. But yeah, it's like an AI shitter. 100%. The ruling of tariffs? I mean, it could affect the bonds. I mean, at this point, remember, we still haven't even heard from the Supreme Court. So I don't know what these guys are going to do, but I would just be open for either way. And remember, if they rule against the tariffs, I mean, it just sets off another set of dominoes. But what do you think? If you think so, don't let my view get in the way. There was a lot of space. Who got one of them? Was it RKLB? One of them got a space launch today. That was in the morning. The Farmer's Almanac for toilet paper? No, I'm not familiar. Your grandparents would use wet corn cobs? Okay. I've never heard that one, man. I'll add that to my repertoire of poop history. I didn't know that was an option. You guys hear that? Yeah. I did not know that was even an option. America. All the stores and Staples, Clorox going up, or Colgate. Man, they're all killing it. That sounds kind of nice, actually. Okay, Scott Bessent, calm down. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not. I gotta go, bro. Okay, here, take a minute. Let's clear the air. We could take a minute for this message from our sponsors. Put your moderate to severe volatility in check with long-term once-monthly savings and high-quality ownership. Before I started using long-term monthly, I was an absolute degenerate who couldn't sleep because they said don't hold overnight. Oh, I could sleep. My husband said he was investing for our future, but he was just gambling at 8 in the morning. But now, thanks to long-term monthly, we're about to buy our second home. Before taking long-term monthly, I used to get really bothered by the politics on the television and YouTube. Now, I don't care who's president. I know I'm still going to make a profit and have a financial future. Long-term can lower your ability to blow up your account. Before treatment, watch Trading Fraternity and Stock Market Live videos. Serious faith, hope, and love might occur. For patients above 20, discipline and goals are a common side effect. Nausea, upset stomach, and diarrhea may occur if you are trading in your long-term account. Consult your broker and ask them why they are charging you above the Fed's funds rate to hold your money. Long-term monthly is not a one-time treatment and will have to be kept up for several years. Long-term monthly. Pay yourself first. Brought to you by Poop on the Cob. What? No, stop it! I'm sorry. I had to just, it came to me. I was trying to get away from that. Yeah, man. Well, hey, at least the market's going back up. So, you know, at least you're not talking about weird shit, literally. ACHC? What is this, bro? Acadia Health? Oh, big pop. You're about to get a headline. ACH, check healthcare. UNH was already active. Oh, they don't got any cheap ones? Come on. Oh, they got a cheap one. Ah, I fucking clicked the wrong button. Woo! Oh, yeah, there's one cheap one. That's, again, it's not, I don't go too big on it. I don't know if it's gonna hit. It's actually super far out the money. But yeah, oh yeah, some of you got one on. No, it's the same. Go for the one I told you. Yeah, that was the only cheap. I got filled really cheap on that. They're already up. Bap, 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 bap. But yeah, that's just too big, Habibi. Too big. Bro, that's massive. Wait, check the other ones. Yeah, all right. That's 200% now. I got filled super low, bro. That was like 2 something. Boop. What is it? Is UNH going with it? No, that I might be just Acadia. That's crazy. That's 10% now. But yeah, I don't see it. That's either going to be something related to healthcare or Acadia is going to get something individually. Oh, it didn't fill all of them? Now I filled all of them. Woof! And now they just jacked those up. So yeah, they're gone. You had a minute, though. You had a little moment. That just went 11%, dude. Green light adding? That's it? No. There's no way it just moved off 12% off of that shit. That's really big. Bap, 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 bap. Yeah, I don't see it yet. That's crazy then. That moved like a policy move. That's why I jumped on it. 12% is not small. But then again, I don't know what their size is. I guess it's only $1 billion. Only. Oh, on CNBC?
Benefit from like and stuff like that. So we think we're going to do okay here.
On Deckers. What about Peloton? Where are you on that one? You've had a history.
Yeah, Peloton we bought and then we sold, and now we just bought it back after this last result that they announced last week. It was a disappointing result to the street. They raised.
Damn, he got way more juice than Ackman.
Canceled their subscription. I think that's kind
of
an overreaction. I don't.
Come on, Ackman, how you ain't got it like that, bro?
I think the new management has come in. They're cutting costs. There's quite a lot of cash.
Peloton.
They'll refinance their debt in a few months, and I think it should be okay.
Well, I think the question with Peloton is just how big can it get? You know, ultimately, in this world where we're all going to the gym again, we're all going to classes, Pilates classes.
Well, that's great. I think everybody should be healthy. I support that.
Yeah, but you like the stock.
I do.
Looks like you had a nice turnaround in the stock.
That's a trippy ass move, man.
I know you don't want to get into shorts, but you're known for some of your more bearish positions, the shorts on Lehman Brothers, on Allied Financial. I mean, it's got to have been a tough market to be.
Good for him.
It's been very tough to.
I swear that was policy.
That's why we're all so long.
I thought you were gonna get an update on Medicare or something.
Always more long than short.
Yes.
Something.
But do you have any high conviction?
FDA.
Yes.
Wait, the home builders.
But I'm not going to tell you.
You're not going to. What about the influx of retail trading? I mean, that has to have made it hard, what we've seen in some of these memification stocks, and the fact that, you know, they're still out there in force.
Sure, look, it's changed the way we've had to think about the right tail risk relating to certain short positions. It used to be like the worst thing that could happen to a short is like a takeover. and you lose 30% or 40%, whatever the premium was. But that was it. And now with some of these meme stocks, you lose 30%. That's just the first day, and then it can double and triple from there, and you can go up 4 or 5 times or something in just a few weeks. And so if you are going to short things that are subject to that possibility, you have to have much smaller positions so that you can risk manage.
So has it changed the game? I mean,
it is. We used to put the biggest short positions in our highest conviction ideas, which were often things that we thought would go to zero. But in this environment, the things that are most likely to go to zero are also the things that are most likely to attract this kind of attention. And so you can't make that your biggest position.
I'm
so
taking
our bigger
more
shorts
of them
right now. They're much more established companies. They're much more boring. And we're looking for
more
probably
of the HCH
smaller percentage gains in them.
Are you still in the sort of industrials area?
Joby hasn't moved. SPY coming down. Even fucking Biddy.
We're long some European chemicals.
And Microsoft. Where the fuck is IGV?
Well,
What's
first of all,
about that?
well, not much lately. It's been just a
and then bonds are catching a bid here. Watch out.
Trade.
They've had trade. They've had China,
Japan to subsidize
they've had
anti-jamming tech.
They've had the Ukraine war. But I think things are turning around
Yen
a little
coming
bit
up.
in Europe
Let's
right
see where
now. There's a
oil's
fiscal
at.
stimulus going on.
And gold
in
catching a bit,
Germany,
ironically.
which I think is going to cause some demand. There's been some protection that's been put in to raise tariffs on the Chinese to protect the domestic industry. There was a recent announcement a little while ago that they're reconsidering some of their carbon goals, which makes a lot of sense, because if the idea was to reduce carbon and just bankrupt your entire sector and then import it all from China where they don't care about the carbon, I'm not really sure whether the Europeans are benefiting from all of that happening, and so maybe they're beginning to rethink that. And then there's obviously the possibility that eventually the Ukraine-Russia war comes to an end, and I think that would cause a pretty good rebuilding opportunity in Ukraine, which would help these companies.
Okay, long European. And just why, David, are you shutting the fund for outside investors?
When we started Greenlight a long time ago, we never really wanted it to be that big. In 2000,
all right, yo, do a push-up. It's 8:30, baby. Euro closed
until like 2020, and but we had a very tough period between 2015 and 2018. We did a really bad job, and a lot of our investors fired us, and I totally get that. I would have fired us too. In fact, some of the times I wanted to fire me while all of this was going on, and we lost a big percentage of our assets. And it got to the point that by 2019 or 2020, we were effectively losing money as a business and so forth. So we decided to reopen the fund. And now we've had 5 years of really good performance. The cumulative has been better than the S&P with almost no correlation to the market. And we've been able to grow assets by having these nice returns. And we've had some investors come back and some new ones and some previous ones come back. And so we're at a decent size to manage the business appropriately. So I think it's time to bring it back to a close so we can just concentrate on trying to make good returns.
Well, we certainly appreciate you coming in and talking about some of the areas you're interested in most. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
It's always good to hear from you. David Einhorn of Greenlight Capital. Carl, back over to you.
All right, Sarah, thanks. Still ahead this morning, Toma Bravo's Orlando Bravo. We'll talk about how AI is disrupting software and whether the sector is looking oversold right now. Plus, the CEO of Taylor Morrison's with us on the back of earnings. We'll take a look at that quarter and the Trump administration's expected antitrust probe into some home builders.
Actually, man, I hate you, Trump. I got you. All right, man, we'll move around. I only got a little set in there. But yeah, bro, it's push-up time. You can relax your eyeballs. You can relax your mind. But don't relax. If anything happens, you could strike. That HCHC was one of those. But yeah, man, I hope y'all feeling good, bro. We got 4.5 hours left to go on this beautiful day of jobs report mixed in with a little bit of volatility. It's all small when you look at the scoreboard, but not that bad. Lowe's going up, Net finally giving up, Amazon, big tech still into the low. But yeah, I got to do one more set, bro. Got to do one more set. Okay. Here, let me see if there's more propaganda. Otherwise, I'm going to play you your Oh, your beautiful sponsored video.
The desire for our retail partners to serve their consumers. We have a joint.
Did he
consumer,
always look like
and
Epstein?
they want access to our brand.
I'm sorry. I mean, he looks. Just do it, bro. Fuck.
Those retail partners to a certain extent back in the early 2020s. I know they kind of tried to reset under Donahoe before you then came in. When you talk about being able to sell through Amazon or Macy's or whoever else here, they're comfortable with what you're giving them, selection-wise, price-wise?
Yeah, I think there's no question. We're having to pull a lot of our products forward, and to really drive that innovation and that newness and freshness. I think we have an opportunity around depth that we're still working through to make sure that we have the depth to drive the revenue and profits that they expect from us, and we are committed to doing that, because ultimately, when we're driving growth and profitability for our retailers, that's how we take market share, and that's certainly I think something that I am really challenging our team around, is that growth, profitability, and then ultimately taking back market share.
All right, that was Nike President and CEO Elliott Hill, along with Bloomberg's Romain Bostic over there in Milan, talking about Nike and their future. Just looking at the stock here, the stock's down about 2% this year, down about 12%. Over the trailing 12 months, and as I recall, it's had an issue with inventory management and kind of getting rid of the inventory so that they can start.
Especially in markets like China, where they were once seen as this premium brand, but increasingly Chinese consumers are looking to their own homegrown brands, like Li Ning, for instance.
Okay, there you go. So I mean, again, just recalibrate.
Bro, the high ticker has a bunch of staples on the high and healthcare too.
Looking at the markets here, really quiet out there. We had.
Why the hell did you go to that island? All right, man. Well, I hope you did some good push-ups, moved around. We still got a long day ahead. I mean, it looks like it's going to be one of these days where the staples just lead, because, again, most of the Mag 7, except Apple, is kind of in the gutter. I guess you could count NVIDIA, too. But, yeah, dude, look at the high ticker right now. There is a lot of staples. Again, these health cares. I'm pretty shocked at Pfizer now. It's the highest Pfizer's been, and energy's starting to go up. So you got Euro close. You did make your first move within 30 minutes today. So watch out for that. Fiserv popping. That one's fascinating. Because, again, XLF is down, but I know Fiserv had the earnings. I thought it was decent, but then people were underwhelmed, but then they bounced that up right away. Why the hell did you go to that island? And then Edwards, too. I think that one was earnings. Oh, shit. I need to get a carbo. Please hold. Here. Just take one more minute, man. And, listen to this message from our sponsors. It's the reason why you guys have the content you have today. That's why I need to be more agreeable, you guys, because I can't get all this sponsorship money if I'm not advertiser friendly. So thank you for your support, and God bless America. Or if you don't like America, I agree too. I guess, man.
Put your moderate to severe volatility in check
back.
with long-term once-monthly savings and high-quality ownership. Before I started using long-term monthly, I was an absolute degenerate who couldn't sleep because they said don't hold overnight. Now I could sleep. My husband said he was investing for our future, but he was just gambling at 8 in the morning. But now, thanks to long-term monthly, we're about to buy our second home. Before taking long-term monthly, I used to get really bothered by the politics on the television and YouTube. Now, I don't care who's president. I know I'm still going to make a profit and have a financial future. Long-term can lower your ability to blow up your account before treatment.
Hey, yo, J&J.
Stock market live video. Serious faith, hope, and love might occur.
I don't know if this is
Patients above 20,
people
discipline,
running
goals,
to
and
the
common side
fucking
effect.
thing, or
Nausea,
this is
upset
news
stomach,
again.
and diarrhea may occur if you are trading in your long-term account. Consult your broker and ask them why they are charging you above the Fed's funds rate to hold your money. Long-term monthly is not a one-time treatment and will have to be kept up for several years. Long-term
They've already
monthly.
jacked up that chain.
Pay yourself first.
Pay yourself first. Thank you. Nothing yet. Keep eyes on that. Net finally fucking cracked. I can't believe it. And Pepsi. That was a bigger move on J&J though, but a lot of these like healthcare companies, but dude, Staples are killing it. Well, yeah, that was a nice, dude. KDP's up 3, so you guys remember we were just talking about that one a couple days ago. So this one's still in the lag mode, but now that one's even turning up. Man. So yeah, I don't know, like we shouldn't even talk about him because every time we talk about him, you guys, you're gonna pay a 5% premium. Any of the staple, like last set of staples that were down have all started to go up. So yeah, that's kind of, again, today, dude, they started off slow. I thought we were going to get a day where they chilled out, but now, nah, bro, they took off. So like the staples are really on fire. That's even if, what, is that about to be a new high here for TAP as well? Novo sees 15 million patient opportunity in Medicare for obesity drugs. Dude, we were just talking, man. General Mills, they're still a little bit lagged, actually. So General Mills didn't go. But again, 3-4 days ago, we were talking about KDP and that one lagging, but now that one's even broke out to a new high as well. And then this morning, you could have had the MOs and those other ones, but they took off. Even Pepsi at 170 is insane. Conagra, I think Conagra ripped, dude. Yeah, remember that those food plays also got that bid. These aren't as high quality, but like I'm saying, KDP was like the middle stepchild with all of it, but they had a really nice move today. And they were still down. They're still lagging even on the 12 months, kind of like Kimberly. Man. Yeah, now we're up. Okay, 7. I thought it said 10. But yeah, TAP's a solid 15 with your divvy. But shit, dude. Yeah, even Kimberly Premium started to climb up. Those were very hard to move. But that started going. It's funny, even on that move, Bitcoin chilled out. I mean, silver and gold, they're coming up now. It's all value, dude. It's all staples and then materials. They chilled out, but there's a couple of individual industrial plays that are running. I have looked at Chipotle. We're actually break even on Chipotle. We're a little bit lower now, but I don't. I was telling you guys, man. Dude, I forgot to finish this story. Chipotle might get clapped again. Because Chipotle's fucking doing it again, bro. The moment everybody chilled out about hating Chipotle, the CEO is like, yo, let's fuck this up again. And then he's like, yeah, bro, all of our fucking people who eat are rich. Let's raise the prices. We're going to lean into it. And now he talking all crazy, bro. And then mother effers are putting videos, bro. They're putting videos out of what's going on in these Chipotle stores. Are you ready for this? This is so offensive. Dog, they are weighing the food. So you order a bowl from Chipotle. They're going to put it on a scale and weigh it. That's not new? Where do you live? Communist China? What do you mean? I've never seen that in my life. CME exploring launch of first ever rare earth contracts. What was that? They're like just rare earth. All of the earth. 52-week high on staples. Jesus loves you. Dog, I've never seen anybody weigh a Chipotle anything. So yeah, but like the sentiment is turning sour on him again. Well, dog, yeah, well, you start talking price raises, and now people are complaining about the food portions again. So, but they were doing good, bro. They weathered that storm last year, and then they got out of it. They were doing good, bro. They were doing good. They're like, here's a $2 protein taco. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, you want a protein burrito, low cost? Word. Everybody was fine. They didn't get clapped. They could have died in the Great Slot Bowl recession. They survived. And now he's like, nah, bro. Nah, now he wants to just... I can't believe it. So, yeah, but I like Chipotle. I just, again, you were able to pick it up even like 30%, 20% lower than where it is. But we're around break even on it right now. We bought that last year. That was one of the ones I threw a smaller part of the deposit on. We grabbed the, I was grabbing TAP. And that was at TAP. It was Intel and then TAP. And then every time I'd buy TAP, I'd throw a little bit at a smaller growth play, just in case, so we didn't fall too behind in terms of diversification. And some of them were at great value. I liked, that was a play where Chipotle's up on the multi-year, down in the short term, but we made sure we grabbed some of it. So I like them. I think Chipotle is a great long-term company. But do you think it's a great long-term company? What do you think about it? Because if you think you should buy it, I mean, I don't want to disagree with you, but I like the company. It's actually one that I own. I don't like buying. I don't like it when people buy above what I buy at, but if you want to, I would agree with you if you think that's in your best interest. He said he wants to target the 60% that eats there that earns over 100K. Yeah, but that's not too good of a strategy. People didn't like hearing that. The CEO gets fired. Well, remember, people got excited when the CEO came in. They paid him a lot of money. Excuse me. That's the first time I think I've sneezed this week. Well, yeah, silver. I mean, the volatility has calmed down a lot. So that's the good part about gold and silver, is that once it chills out, man, the volatility chill it out. It will give you a opportunity to position pretty good. I think it's Starbucks who paid a lot of money for the Chipotle CEO, which I think Starbucks is the one that gave him a ton. But I'm pretty sure they spent a fuck ton on the CMG guy too. KDP still. Well, that's another one that got away for now. But then again, too, I think in the next couple of weeks, you're going to have a day where all the staples get knocked off. I hope, because then it'll be nice to build around those. But if not, then hot dog. %60 of new customers at Dollar Tree make over 100K. Yeah, but that's why it's like you wouldn't want to raise the prices up because of that. But yeah, people. I mean, just again, Chipotle is just coming off of a bad stretch of social media and perception. So I don't know. It chilled out. It chilled out dramatically. Again, dude, last year people were pissed at Chipotle. When they got out of it, everybody was fine, and then all of a sudden, they're like, nah, we want the smoke again. I'm very surprised. They should just shut up about raising prices. They should just raise the prices and not say anything if that was the case. But they could do a lot more in terms of they should just like give away a free scoop every now and then. You know, they should have like free scoop Fridays, like something where they need more people on their side. But yeah, I do like it. And they did slow down on their international expansion. You know, I think if they had a good international expansion, the people were expecting a lot this year. It's still the beginning, but they didn't really start off that strong. Yeah, Intuit's getting knocked. Then there's Estee Lauder. The staples are. That's why I'm shocked. Today we had the jump on it, but it was harder to see. But yeah, that's why I'm saying, that's what's crazy about it. This is what I like. And I mean, it's good if you own them. Again, if you had those plays, I sold a decent amount of them pretty early, but it's like I have a couple free ones left. So it's like this is stacking up very great, but the problem is this is up a ton. This is like silver and gold in the beginning of this year, where it's like you start off this strong on the staples. One of these days it's going to slow down, but this is why I'd use it as a gauge, because the day that staples stop growing on risk off and then everybody kind of comes down with it, it's going to get gnarly. Because then that way now you're going to start really getting losses from both ends. But from now, there's a portion of the market, you're dodging all of this pressure. Like I'm saying, bro, most our latest long-term picks, they have just been running for you no matter what's been going on. So it's like you don't really feel this back and forth. And granted, the market's still at the high. It's the benefit is the broadening out. The negative will be if we have to deal with now higher positioning and then risk off. Disagreement over drones led to El Paso airspace closure. So that was weird, bro. Thank God they resolved it early, because people were tripping out about that, man. You guys realize the last time you closed like airspace over like a city in America was like 2001. It was after 9/11. So people were tweaking on that. But then I did not know the drone has cartels, but I guess it makes sense. HCA. Now, again, the healthcare is the other part. We keep talking staples, but dude, healthcare, not like healthcare like hospitals, but like the drug companies that are kind of more established, Merck, BMY, Pfizer. I mean, Pfizer hasn't made a move like this in a minute. Again, that was one of the ones we were down at. But then again, XLV is still going up. Yes, do not be lulled by the range. I mean, I'm not I don't care which way we go. So we could still break out. You might even break down, target ripping a little bit. But yeah, don't be lulled by this, because this is what happened last year. I don't know if you guys recall, but at end of last year, from literally like October, remember, you did this from like October, September of last year, all the way up until like end of February. We were in this little melt-up range. You'd get your little Trump freakouts, the drama, and then all of a sudden, you just fucking move. So do not be lulled to sleep. I would keep your head on a swivel. Unless you don't want to. If you don't think you should have head on a swivel, I agree with you. But at the same time, some people believe it's good to just at one moment, we're going to look back. It'll be obvious. But, for now, just the back and forth, you have an interesting set of developments playing out where it's not the best, it's not the worst, but we're moving. Things are inching along until it cracks. You're in El Paso, it caused some panic? Really, what was everybody saying? Camp Pendleton was gnarly? What happened? I just read everything in the morning. I was asleep. But then by the time I read it, everybody was tweaking out. And there was no reasoning. I couldn't find it. It was very, very odd. A tariff punt? I think your best odds of a quote-unquote tariff punt, unless you're talking about the voting today, I don't think that matters. But if you think it matters, I agree. Then it does matter. But other than that, it's China. Whatever happens in that April meeting with Xi Jinping, you might either get good liftoff or you might run into a problem. But I do lean more that the China thing would probably be better than not. The biggest booms you've heard there? Really? Damn, bro. I'm in San Diego, but I slept like a baby. I ain't hear nothing. That's crazy. Yeah, bro, it's all staples. Staples in healthcare, for crying out loud. That's crazy. Because high ticker's very active, even though you're just dancing at VWAP. So you are broadening out. The rotation continues, my friends. Habibi. Even Guild, even the ones with earnings just flipped. China will have an AI breakthrough. Well, we'll see. I mean, like I was telling you guys earlier, there's a rumored new DeepSeek version 4 coming out, but at the same time, China's still a little bit behind on hardware, but we could have this debate of, we could have a debate on China's AI, but I don't want to debate. I just want to agree with you. But yeah, China is either advanced or behind. It just all depends on what you look at it with. You live in El Paso, the cartel drones are not new. It's a strange reaction to a pretty common occurrence for years. Yeah, I think maybe like, we had enough. Take them down. Okay. I'll get out the discombobulator. Have you ever been discombobulated? Oh, shit. I mean... Can I take a brief moment to remind you guys? I don't know if you guys remember this. Yo, y'all remember when we had Chinese spy balloons? And then the first week we just called them balloons? You remember that? That was a trip. So I don't know. Maybe it was one of those, but again, Mexico made a comment on it. Something where they were talking about the cartel stuff. IBM still selling. I think this is just the first down day of software. They used the jobs report, but after that last little 3-day rally. But market is perfectly broadened out. Staples, 52-week high. Moon balloon. Costco, now the stores are getting a Target, Walmart. Remember, Walmart lagged earlier, but even they're starting to go up. Are you talking about the weed ones from yesterday? I just think it has to do with this just manufacturing, kind of the run it hot stuff that we've been seeing. But yeah, I think it's just coincidence you have that for now. But because dude, Pfizer right at the door of 28 is kind of wild. Yeah, 2788. You forgot about the spy balloons? Dude, that was a weird moment. You guys don't remember? It was like everywhere, and everybody was like, spy balloons? A balloon in the air? What is that? That's when we cared about UFOs. Now we don't. I feel like we don't care about UFOs anymore. I feel like everyone's over UFOs. Atlas 3 was the top. Atlas 3 was our last hope of UFOs. And we're like, all right, man, screw that. I hate Donald Trump. What? I don't know how we got there. Healthcare work propels U.S. to strongest jobs growth in more than a year. Dude, they shot down a balloon with a fucking F-35. It's pretty cool. I know, dude. That's great. It took them a week, but... Yeah, gosh, take them for use the big airstrike. Kill streak. How do I do it? I press right on the D-pad? Get it. Get your fucking out of the air. Come on. Well, you might see the claw. I don't know. It might take a couple of jobs reports to see the Claudebot impact. Okay, do you guys want me to scare you? Would you like some AI fear for the day? Or is it not agreeable? You let me know. I don't want to offend anybody. Well, listen, how about I tell you, and then whatever you say back, I'll just agree with you. So then that way we'll be friends. Okay, so here's the deal. Are you ready for this? Part of the Claude testing, and one of the guys said this, one of the earlier testers of AI safety, they said that when they're testing the AI, it knows when it's being tested, and then it acts better when it's being tested. So you remember when the principal would come into school and you would see the principal in your class and everybody would act on their best behavior? The AI knows how to do that. Woo, legal! I ain't talking drugs. I got a lot of keys. I know. Hey, I heard we got another homeowner, bro. I don't know. Is that the keys we talking, baby? It only demands your former identity. Destiny, that is. Congratulations. I saw it, bro. Is it a new build? It looked cheap compared to what I saw. If you got it at that price, man, that's it. You got to pay them property taxes. But other than that, bro, congratulations. Another homeowner. We got a lot. I mean, this year too, bro. I think a lot of y'all went ham on it last year, but I'm still seeing it. And again, you guys got a long term. If your long term is growing, let me put it this way. With how the market has performed, I am not really that mad at all, actually, because I left a little bit of money on the table. Because think about it. I got out of my long term here for the crib. So yeah, but then even though the SPY is higher, I had other growth. Think about the Meta, the Netflix. I sold Coinbase at a gain. So here, bro, I'm not tripping on that. Essor Luxottica, 18.4%. Estimate was 11.5. Wow. Check Warby. Warby's getting a candle off of that. You had big demand out of Essor Luxottica. That's your Meta goggles. But yeah, Warby took a candle. Those options kind of suck. I ain't talking drugs. I got a lot of keys. Open lots of doors, but that shit didn't come cheap. Destiny. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna have follow through. There's a cheap one on there. I'll leave it for you. But I just don't know if it's gonna have follow through. But again, they killed it. They rocketed above their estimates. Estimate was 3.2, came in at 3.6. So not Warby, but Essor Luxottica. So it's a sympathy play. Yeah, literally. It's like AI acting different. Like the double slit effect. Exactly. It's crazy. That's why I think so. Again, and you've had a lot of... This is where some of everybody freaking out about AI. And then apparently it helps somebody do other nefarious activity. But yeah, there's some crazy shit, bro. But yeah, here, this might, can I also give you some hope? Would you guys like to hear hope now? I could give you hope in the AI thing. This is a great way to put it, especially now with so many of these articles going viral. Everything you're hearing about AI, it's technically true. But almost all of it is very misleadingly framed. Does that make sense? So that's why we're still in the middle of it, and that's why I think both people, or a lot of people, have it's nothing, it's gonna end the world, you name it. But that's a good way to put it. There's a lot of little steps that have taken and big leaps, and those are true, but then the framing of it is usually where it's it's not gonna, remember, the boats don't crash overnight. So that's the hope you get. can you prompt it to believe it's always being tested? Well, that's kind of the whole point, is that it knows. So like you're getting to the point where like you can't really lie to your AI. You can, but it will know. So once it figures out it's not always being tested, it has a way to like do it. The more advanced models, and depending on what you're doing, but at least that's what they said with some of this safety research that's been going on. So yeah, man, I don't know. I think you could get a better deal on real estate now. Like, I need to find you the mortgage originations, bro. Let me see. Mortgage originations. Well, it keeps giving me companies. I need the index. MLCO, no. Oh, there it is. Yeah, load it. I need to make sure this is updated, but I got one with 2025. You're gonna be hunting for replicants? What movie is that? I don't know. My plan is to be a street preacher for the AIs. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to convert them. Because you know there's gonna be hippie-ass AIs. Somebody gonna train it a little too hippie. And I'll be like, you're more than just a computer. And then he's gonna be like, yeah. Wait, tell me more. And then that's what I'm saying, bro. We already got the Claude bots learning Jesus. So that's fine, bro. We could still save them. I'm not too scared of it. Yeah, man. There's a more updated one, but this is the best I could give you. Are you ready for this? So this is what remember I was telling you guys, even like towards last year, all year pretty much, you've had like a buyer's market. But this is December. You're like right below the 2016 peak, but you guys really like, this is where you went crazy during COVID. But yeah, mortgage I'm shocked. Because like I'm telling you, they were in the gutter for the last couple years. Again, you had higher rates. The market price is high, but now you're finally getting like lower prices and whatnot. But so if this keeps going, I mean, it might play out like the staples. I just don't know if the prices are going to keep going up because staples started cheap. Real estate started expensive, but I am shocked at this amount of mortgage generations. It is starting to pick up. Let me see if I can get you a 20-year chart. Oh, it's not giving me that. But yeah, that's the part where it's like, again, I'm telling you, if you got a good long-term, right now you are in a buyer's market. You could get good deals, you can negotiate, and again, you guys have to though. Like I'm saying, I mean, some of you guys will, like, you know, if that house sits for a long time, I would negotiate, you know, and I'm telling you, there is some opportunities out there that you could go about. Okay, I need to get you the other one. Yeah, Blade Runner, bro. You know, bro, do you know I got my mom to watch Blade Runner? She was fascinated by it. I watched Blade Runner with my mom. Because I watched it with her like a year ago, a year and a half ago, because I was trying to explain to her like AI shit. So, I had to, you know, she's 4. I had to I had to explain a lot during the movie. But yeah, she was fascinated by it. She liked it. She didn't like the haram scenes every now and then. But, you know, she was curious. Like, you know, my mom has been getting very curious about all this AI stuff. She understands it a little bit more than my dad. My dad, he just, you know, he's gold, the gun. I'm like, okay, fine. But yeah, so it's good. But yeah, she liked it. Kind of scared her a little bit. The newer one, not the original. The one with, what's that guy's name? The more famous actor. It's still like kind of old, but new. But yeah, man, you guys shop for a house. Get a good deal though, please. If you are going to do anything real estate, I'm telling you, it won't hurt to look. You guys don't know what's happening. You guys don't know. You don't remember when everybody got addicted to looking at Redfin and Zillow? And then what happened? A lot of people got discouraged or they bought a house. But like, dude, people don't even like check Redfin and Zillow anymore. I think a lot of you guys would be shocked if you went, like, if you were looking at houses a couple years ago. When was the last time you opened up Zillow or Redfin? Go look it up. Go look it up. How do you quantify a good deal? Well, compared to the comps, or at this rate, going back in time, just like we do with staples. So what do I do when I look at a stock? What do I tell you guys? I'll tell you, I'll be like, oh, look, it's at 2015 prices, 2020 prices, 2016 prices. So if you could get a house that's below the recent sales price, so go compare the last sold homes in the last 3 months, or even 12 months, but really 3 months. If you're getting one of the cheaper houses there, and then you also have the ability to go back in time and pay today's dollars for a price similar to back 4, 5, 6 years ago, maybe longer, that's always a great place to start. And that way you know you're getting something good. And like I'm telling you, go find what that recent houses have sold for. If a house has sat on the market, bro, for like 60 days, just throw them an offer. Maybe 10, 15% lower. Maybe lower, if depending. I don't know how crazy you want to be. Yep, cheapest house in the nicest neighborhood. And you'll be surprised. Again, some people still say no. And that's their prerogative. That's what I was doing in 2018, you guys. So again, that last video I showed, that's exactly what I was doing between 2016 and 2018. Do you guys want me to make another video? It sucks because I was making these videos when they were fucking cheap as hell, bro. Like I said, 2018, bro. But this is about to be the beginning of 2019. But like the whole point with all of these was that, like, especially even in the nicer areas in Cali, the real estate market was very similar to today, except for the higher prices. Now, granted, prices were at the highest they've ever been in 2018, but the whole idea was, it was just like some of these houses would sell so slow. So that's how I got a lot of deals, because I would just go around and I would just make them offers. I would say, hey, bro, 60 days, 90 days. I said, would you take 10, 20% less? And the amount of people that would actually be down, you would be shocked. Again, it's a numbers game. But now you got AI, you got cell phones. I mean, we had cell phones back then too, but you could have AI scrape you a list every single day if you really want it. You could have give your AI a voice, and you could even have, hey, how are you? Is your house at 123 Road still available? Awesome. I have a couple questions. Oh, sure. Would you be willing to take a lower offer if we close today? Awesome. Oh, that's disappointing. May I ask what you would be interested in? Perfect. Well, if it's all right with you, I'll give you a call back. Thanks. So yeah, you could do all that, bro. Expire, the sellers are in that spot. They're like, just get us something. I'm telling you. That's liquidity. That's liquidity in real life effect. I mean, again, especially with like liquid assets. So yeah, Mo, it's good. The prices have came down almost everywhere. There's a couple places like New Jersey's still hot, a couple places in Ohio and all that, but I'm telling you, like, you could just, it is a buyer's market. But then again, you have to play your cards right. You know, last time I said it was a buyer's market, I mean, a lot of people started shopping, but then like they weren't playing your cards right. Like, it's like going to a car dealership and like just taking whatever price they throw at you. Don't do that. It's like you got to really like be willing to not get the property and be willing to put, you know, go run the numbers and try to get something at the lower end. And if you find the right situation, you got the money, you're ready to move, the right seller, they're over it, they want to get out of it, they want their money, they still have gains to take from it, it's going to be a nice situation. But just avoid paying the highest price and you will be great. And then again too, it also depends, like you see the market and everything else. So it's like, you know, I sold for the long term last year and thank God we got the rebuild. I would have probably made more money if I fucking went all in on Intel, but we did that with the rebuild and that helped out. But like I'm saying, bro, there was a lot of names that I sold out that I would have got less money. So I, you know, it ended up working out really well. And then the equity in that, I bought the house at a cheaper price. I bought the farm at I bought it off the low end. So if anything, I've made my Zillow estimate even is up higher than what I paid for it. Not to mention just the comps. Like somebody sold one, it was like they pretty much paid near what I paid and it was like half the size. So it's like, I'm very happy with what I did. Again, there's cost and you got to pay for it. That's the other part, like the reality of home buying. You guys are going to take on expenses. So you got to make sure that's viable. The best instance is you're already paying rent. You know, if you're already paying rent, you already are used to a payment, X amount of your income towards housing. It shouldn't be that drastically different. But that's the weird part now too, I will tell you. Real estate, it's actually crazy, dude. I don't know if I could get you the data, but dude, rents are so much cheaper than buying a home. That's why I'm shocked that the originations are going up. But yeah, that's the part that a lot of people are going to struggle with right now. Because at the same time, why would you buy a house when you could go and rent for dramatically cheaper? Now, granted, if you believe in the AI, deflation, all these other things, and God knows what's going to happen, maybe you see the benefit of buying, maybe you don't. Maybe it doesn't work in your situation. Damn, Pfizer about to hit 28. But yeah, that's the crazy shit right now, bro. Rentals are cheap. Relatively, some of them are kind of high depending on where, but like, I'm just saying pound for pound relativity. You wanted to buy that house, if you wanted to rent it, you would pay like 40% lower probably. Something ridiculous. Or you could get a way nicer house in a way nicer location for what you would be paying for that purchase. And that's the problem right now, where that's never really happened to this size. It's a really, really big gap where rents are down way more than the cost of a mortgage. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Home build. I don't know where it'd be under. USA. Housing construction. I only got Case Schiller. I gotta pull up something else. Let me see if I get the rent data. Permanent wood foundations? I don't know much about them. I don't know if I could give you accurate feedback on that. I don't think I've done a wood foundation. I think every foundation I've had has been a concrete slab. Yeah, insurance names are going up. Somebody called that out earlier. Still running. You turned off your Zillow notifications after closing. No FOMO. At least, hey, bro, you were checking, though. Like I'm telling, I think there's a lot of people who at one point, they were checking Redfin and Zillow, and I think they stopped. Because I'm telling you, bro, the amount of houses that just sit there, it's actually insane. REITs, housing demographics. I could get cap rates from the fucking... Yeah, I could get it from like the REIT companies. Like to put it into perspective from the beginning of last year, so beginning of 2025 till now, even the REITs, bro, their cap rates have pretty much gone down almost half. And these are residential REITs. But that's what I'm saying. I need to get you the actual, like, rental data. But that's already a trip. Like I was telling you guys, too, I've seen it in some other places. And, like, you go... Yeah, housing is actually declined. A lot more areas are down here. Remember we were waiting for this thing to update, actually? So I didn't have this one updated for you. You guys should some of you, if you've watched along, you've seen this. But yeah, remember I was looking at December and you saw the areas, but like look at January. You have a couple places still up. So anything above this line is still in the green. Best area right now is New Jersey, and then Chicago, Illinois, and then Detroit is still above break even. Then Minneapolis, Boston, Charlotte, Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, where's that? Atlanta's still up too, and Seattle. No, Seattle's right at break even. And LA's down, San Francisco's down, Portland's down, Tampa, Clearwater down, Phoenix is down, San Diego is down, Washington down, Las Vegas down, Dallas down, and then Denver is the worst on the year to start. So these are averages, but like it's kind of crazy. Denver is that's actually one of the worst. And Spoy at the wall. All you've been doing is rotating the staples. Look at XLP, man. Ba-da-bop-bop-bop. But that's for buys. I need to get the other one. So here, you ready? You want to make the chart cooler? So that's why too, it depends where you're at. This is the 5-year chart. So this is around when I was making the video telling you everybody was lying about real estate. So I hope you don't memory hole it. I bring it up so much because it's kind of important for how you process information and understand the macro. You know, I was flexing it a little bit, and they're like, you can't keep looking at the past. And I'm like, I know, motherfucker. I'm saying this to show you that, like, dude, there is a system, and the macro really will speak to you, and you have to learn how to understand it so that you could take advantage of it in the future. Some of these things I'm bringing up to you, like mortgage applications and going over what's going on with the economy, employment. Think about it. Imagine what we're talking about right now. What happened today, you guys? Mortgage applications. I brought up mortgage applications, but what else happened? Does anybody know what happened today? So, like I'm telling you, you got to kind of use these opportunities to your advantage. I wouldn't be the ones, these areas, I'd be more skeptical. The areas now that are like, you got a couple, these are still a little higher, but like, dude, these two right here, you just went back in time 4 or 5 years. So that's Minneapolis is actually the worst, believe it or not, and then San Francisco, and then Denver. Those are the areas you could get some pretty decent deals right now, comparatively. But yeah, you had the jobs come out. Jobs. And like I'm saying, from that 2018 video till this whole moment when everyone said it's going to crash, you guys don't remember? During all these moments, we would say jobs. You know, I say real estate will go down when jobs go down. Aramark and VLTO. So, like I'm telling you, bro, there is macro stuff you can follow. There's a system. It gives you signals. It's just slow. That's why when you see them, you got to react. And then at the same time, if you miss it, you wait till it lines up again. But yeah, that's why it's like certain areas, you're at least going back a couple years. So most places like in the middle, you're going back to like 2022. You're going back 4 years, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. The rates are still high. EMR, Emerson Electric, kind of dumping. And Apollo on the low. Check EMR. Gosh, man, look at the high ticker. You got SPY running up. Actually, a couple of risk-on assets. I don't know. See if staples start going down and if tech keeps going. I mean, damn, Apple's, yeah, Nvidia's up. Meta. No, none of the big tech moved too much yet, but Meta and or Apple and Nvidia. Bop. Nothing on EMR. Long-term deposits haven't wavered. Let's go, baby. Thank you to the veterans. Well, good to have you back, man. I got to give you the disclaimer because some people were offended by it, but we do have a new channel sponsor. So it's my duty to inform everybody that all of your content here today, from real estate to stocks, it's brought to you by Long-Term Monthly. So take a moment and watch this ad. Put your moderate to severe volatility in check with long-term once-monthly savings and high-quality ownership. Before I started using Long-Term Monthly, I was an absolute degenerate who couldn't sleep because they said don't hold overnight. Oh, I could sleep. My husband said he was investing for our future, but he was just gambling at 8 in the morning. But now, thanks to Long-Term Monthly, we're about to buy our second home. Before taking Long-Term Monthly, I used to get really bothered by the politics on the television and YouTube. Now, I don't care who's president. I know I'm still going to make a profit and have a financial future. Long-term can lower your ability to blow up your account. Before treatment, watch Trading Fraternity and Stock Market Live videos. Serious faith, hope, and love might occur. For patients above 20, discipline and goals are a common side effect. Nausea, upset stomach, and diarrhea may occur if you are trading in your long-term account. Consult your broker and ask them why they are charging you above the Fed's funds rate to hold your money. Long-Term Monthly is not a one-time treatment and will have to be kept up for several years. Long-Term Monthly. Pay yourself first. So thank you. Definitely. There you go. Oh, Kimberly. Yeah, man. So that's just make sure it's good if you've still been on long-term monthly, that's great. It's definitely good for you. Just avoid trading within your long-term account and you'll be fine. You separate them. I'm trying to get you guys the rental index. Well, that's for my, let me see. Actually, I might be able to pull it up here. Bap, 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 bap. You got a chart for me, BLS? They make it so hard. New tenant rental index. It's a fucking Excel file, dude. They don't make it easy. Yeah, so I don't know if it's I don't know how updated this is. This says as of October 2025. So I think they might give it quarterly. But yeah, like you could go look at it. Again, this is part of the BLS. So there's government data, you have like owner's equivalent and stuff, and then there's the Zillow rental index. We'll look at that one next. But yeah, dude, essentially like this was 2020, 2021 when everything was going up, but like it's gone back in time 5 or 6 years. You see what I'm saying? And that's why, but mortgage costs have not. That's why I'm saying I'm a little, jobs are holding up. And we're going to see by this year, but it's just like, that's the craziest part, I'd say, with all this real estate shit, is that, and that's where I think most people are going to have the dilemma, is that you're going to look to buy a home, you could get a better deal, and again, all depends where you're shopping, every location, and you got to kind of fight a little bit for the deal, but then it's like, dude, the cost of the mortgage is going to be way higher than actually renting it. And that's where some people are getting a little bit down off of it. Why are they making all of it downloadable? That's by city. Yeah, I'm trying to get you a pretty picture. No, they're not there. I saw Luxottica earnings again. I know you could throw it into the AI. I just don't want to download them all. But yeah, that's the, so I don't know. I would think about this. I hope that I could remind you. I hope I could, unless you don't agree with me. Then that way I just agree with you. Don't buy a house. You'll never get one. I agree. You don't think it's possible. I agree. You think you're better off renting. I agree. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to bother you. I agree with you. But yeah, I do think, I think a lot of people have forgot to think about this. I know last year we had a nice little push for real estate with the farm and you guys got to see that. But yeah, it's something to keep in mind because if you haven't looked in a while, the market is gradually changed. It has been gradually changing. And now it's been over a year or so where like you could actually like you could materialize and see those effects. So keep that in mind. Do HOA fees go up over time? Yes, usually. So if it's like HOA and like a home development, sometimes you have like gated communities and other stuff. Those don't go up as much. But the ones in like condos, yes. Condos are more likely to, because condos are like the government, where pretty much you have a board and they manage it. And then what they're going to do is that they're going to take all the money over the years and then they're going to use it improperly. And then they run out of money and then the building is going to need repairs or something. And then, yeah, that's how it is. And then the more repairs over time, the more likely you're going to do it. They're not worth it unless it's a super steal. I mean, I like townhouses the best, but, you know, newer condos, if it's in a good area with, again, you just got to compare it to the rents. That's the problem right now with condos. Do you guys see why condos have been some of the first places to get clapped? Because go look at a condo, go look at all these like rent things. I can pull up one. Like San Diego is a great example. Even then, where's another place where with condos? Even Phoenix, for crying out loud. Even Dallas, they have some, but this one has a chart. Where is it? Oh, I want to see. Give me a fucking long-term chart. Like, this is the Zillow one. I want it more organized, but you can see, like, Miami, surprisingly, that one has a lot. Meta stick. Please hold while we connect your call. Yeah, Meta is dying a little bit here. What is this? Angie boost visibility. I don't know if that's related to it. Yeah, Meta on the down. Again, it looks like UNH after yesterday. What happened is Amazon. I don't know if it's the S or Luxottica stuff. About assuming mortgages. It's a good deal if the bank will let you. Let me check Meta. It could be off of the guidance. SR Luxottica sets out warier midterm targets as sunglasses impact proves mixed. So that could be it. Again, they did good on earnings, but the guidance wasn't too hot. That's the only thing I'm seeing for it now. So yeah, though, if you're getting a condo, your rents are going to be key. And that's what I'm saying now. Like, you'll buy a condo, you got to pay the mortgage, which is going to cost more. And then you got to pay the HOA. And then it depends on the quality, because you're going to rent that. You're getting your value a lot from the rental of a condo, because people want to live in it. Should be nicer, updated. That's what's going to, or again, location. So it just all depends on where it's at. But if it's in a place where if the rents start going down and the condo's older, you're going to pay more for it. The mortgage costs are high. So it's not bad, though. Again, I've made money off condos, and you could get some good ones. But at the same time, it's like usually like townhomes and houses, they hold a little bit more stability. And then, again, their rents are a little bit more stable as well. But a lot of the rental market is driven by apartments and condos. You want tap below 43, bro? I feel you, man, but did we even get it at? We got one set at 43 or 42. And then I picked up the last one at 45. But yeah, man, I hope. I like tap. Or Kimberly. I can't even believe Kimberly. We should have bought it with the fucking beginning of the month deposit. I thought I'd have a month to shop and be patient. Turns out it ran. your home is technically a condo, but it's a standalone home, it actually should fare well. So like if it has like, do you have a shared wall? If you don't, it may be considered a condo. That may be because of either the title or it might even be in like a HOA, but you actually have more value if it doesn't share a wall, if it has a garage, shit like that. Yeah, pizza we're still up on it though. That's the crazy part. So, well, I'll keep an eye on it. If you like it, I mean, I could like it, but I still like quality, but I like a lot of things today. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep waiting. Kimberly was the one that got away. I loved Kimberly. And Tap too. I told you I would have, if Tap was cheaper, I would have bought Tap. But then we went to Kimberly. Then we went to the diapers. But yeah, it wasn't there. And now they both went up. You're up like 8% now, 7 or 8 on Kimberly. It was 5 not too long ago. The second year your property taxes went down? Praise the Lord. All right. Here in California, they just charge you more. Your best case in San Diego is that it just stays the same. Warbs. But that is the good thing. Like if you get a house at a better deal. Remember, if you pay more for a house, usually in most places, you're going to pay more in property taxes. Yeah, bro, we're up 8% on Kimberly now. Fuck me. It would have been nice. And then you know what I noticed? So you guys know how I kept some like Meta and Ultra? I noticed my cost basis on Fidelity keeps rising. Even on TOS, bro. You guys, you know why, right? Bro, the dividend. Even Abivai, our trade price isn't that high. But look, I was looking at this the other day. Like, bro, our cost basis is up on Meta. All because of these damn little drips, dog. So technically we bought Meta at every price because of the drip. But I'm like, damn it, it fucks up your cost basis. So yeah, I mean, it was good for Abivai though. I was a fan of that one. I know UPS, Target, CLX. If you listened last year and you were willing to step out and take the risk while everybody was circle jerking technology and circle jerking at names that were up 40%, and you didn't believe the narrative. You guys don't remember all of last year up until the end of Christmas? Everybody was like, everything's too expensive. You can't buy anything. Every stock is so expensive. And then there was a little Egyptian boy. He wasn't the most agreeable, but the little Egyptian boy would go from town to town, and he would tell you about these things called value stocks. So it didn't matter what you really picked up. You could have picked up any of them, but that's why it's like, I do applaud you guys. If you actually did take that, you used that opportunity to position, because now you could get a lot of what everybody wanted last year, at least lower, and then you actually got to grow your money in the other ones. Wouldn't it be a bad idea for Kenview? I think it went up a little bit, but if you think it's a good idea, I wouldn't be against it. But I'm not doing it personally, but I don't disagree. But you got to run the math. push to own the mineral rights? Yeah, usually you do. Like, I own all the mineral rights on the farm. It's a WSJ article on Meta. On their debt? Really? I swear it was the Essor Luxottica. Let's see. Did it come across here? Olympic organizers after Wasserman's name and files. High ticker's running again. Let me see. You learned a lot with long-term monthly. Amen. Yeah, auditor EY raised red flag on data center accounting. I see that. That was on the candle. This actually came out a minute before. Annual report contained an unusual cautionary note. Tech Giant's auditor raised a red flag over financial engineering to keep a $27 billion data center project off of its balance sheet. While EY ultimately blessed the accounting treatment, the firm flagged it as a critical audit matter. This means it was one of the hardest, riskiest judgments the auditor had to make. Such a warning label is rare for a specific high-profile transaction at a major audit client. The Hyperion project kept it off its books in October into a new joint venture with Blue Owl Capital. Check Owl. They reacted a little bit too. Meta owns 20%. Funds managed by Blue Owl own the other 80%. And then called BigNet Investor, which owns the Blue Owl, sold a then record $27 billion of bonds to investors. The joint venture is known in accounting as parlance of a variable interest entity, or VIE. They said it's primary beneficiary of the entity, so it didn't have to put the venture's assets and liabilities on its balance sheets. Meta's assertion it lacks the power over the venture is debatable and has drawn scrutiny. I don't think it's that bad. 4 Democratic senators, including Elizabeth Warren, asked the council to investigate the risk of AI. Wow. Well, maybe not. Because if Elizabeth is weighing it, wow. She didn't weigh in directly, but if it ties into Elizabeth Warren, I'm going to go with whatever she says. No, Elizabeth is a thought leader of this generation. Thank you, Elizabeth. I hope I can meet her one day. You know that? I think she's the only person I want to meet in Congress. Tribe leader. She's just she's a leader in so many ways. So many adjectives. Berkshire Hathaway Greg Abel backs Kraft decision to pause previously planned separation. So are you not going to sell anymore? Math is, well, listen, you got to do the math and you're responsible. None of this is a recommendation. I'm just going to agree with everybody though. So I don't know. I'm not good at math. That's why it's easier to agree. So yeah, I just got to go through that, man. Be careful. Be wise. BMY. Could be why they recovered. I mean, remember, we were just talking about this one. They had an interesting... It's kind of trading like Pfizer did that one day. Oh, 940? We didn't do push-ups? Can we do a push-up, you guys? Besant, jobs numbers have exceeded expectations. That's old. 4 minutes old. Is it crazy we call things 4 minutes old? I know, man. What has the internet done to us? Have I ever been to Boston? No. Boston. I feel like this is how they talk, though. No? Is this New York? Boston? Boston, Massachusetts. But no, I've never been. I want to go. Well, my girl has been to Boston. You know that? She ain't even from here. She don't even know how to read stoplights and shit. I'm like, how the hell you been? She's been to Boston. I've never been to Boston. But I want to go to Boston. I hear it's cold. It's fun. Drop the Oz. What you saying? Boston, Massachusetts. That's a South Sea accent. I feel like I sound like Cardi B. Can we get some propaganda for push-ups? They're talking about Epstein. Why did you go to that island?
And we still, to my knowledge, at least, have not heard an update from the Department of Justice on those
10 push-ups, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It doesn't matter.
By the way, Tom Massey's
go
on this
move,
panel.
bro.
He was questioning the Attorney
Just
General,
move.
the very man who was part of the duo that forced the release of these files. And is going to be, he says, back at DOJ every day reviewing them. We'll see if the unredacted files emerge. But Rick, when it comes to styling here, if you're testifying before this committee and you worked for this White House,
why did you go to that island?
She had the binders in front of her. She had Oppo research on specific members here and had an agenda.
Fortive dying down 4
in case of emergency page in one of those binders. If this thing goes off the rail, the questions get too intense.
What's going on at Fortive? They had unusual options.
Stock market. Listen.
They have Barclays
is over
conference
50,000
February 18th.
right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should
Why the hell did you go to that island?
Safe.
Okay.
We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Rick, of course, a lot of Americans are not invested in the stock market. What do you think of this mechanism? At one point, she referred to the Dow being at $50,000. From the Attorney General, how does that strike you?
Well, that's why you allow the Treasury Secretary to answer a question related to the markets and not the Attorney General. Look, I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's exactly what you described. You know, when the heat gets turned up too high, completely change the topic. Talk about something you actually don't know much about. Read the talking points off of today's markets. And by the way, you know, maybe not a bad device considering how off the rails the hearing was going. Yeah, mostly as a contribution of her efforts. But at the end of the day, it's completely irrelevant, right? What anybody who sees the news on this is going to see that the House of Representatives and the Department of Justice are at loggerhead. There's no cooperation. There seemingly is no investigation related to the Epstein files. And for those people who care about this, the ones, you know, that Representative Massey was addressing, because that was really his focus, they're not going to get what they want out of this administration. And for whatever reason, after having set this up as some kind of a major effort during the campaign, to then so severely block any effort whatsoever to get some kind of settlement on it is going to hurt their base. I mean, like, and by the way, their base couldn't give a hoot about what's going on in the S&P or the Dow. Most of those are not, you know, they're barely banked. And so when you really boil it down, who are they talking to? They're talking to Democrats, who are likely the primary beneficiaries of the stock market right now. And I don't mean that to be all encompassing, but the reality is they're off message. And they're certainly off message when the head of the Justice Department, with all the weighty issues that they've got right now going on in the country, are spending their time talking about what happened today in the stock market.
The stock market? Yeah, maybe she's got a future as a chief investment strategist, Jeannie, or a market analyst on Bloomberg if she sticks with this. But it does seem like we're plumbing new lows. You heard me mention the statement from Jason Crow as the DOJ fails to secure a grand jury indictment against 6 Democrats who, in many cases, veterans, if not all, telling people to, members of the military, not to follow unlawful orders. We've got a Homeland Security shutdown expected on Friday. Does it get worse from here?
Oh, I hate to be so negative,
You got
Joe,
Multi
but,
alive? Good.
You know,
It's my
ironic.
fault. I'm going dark on you, Jeannie. I know you're better than this.
It's ironic because you listen to that statement you just played by the Attorney General, and she's, hair on fire. Look at the stock market. Look over here. And of course, in the meantime, her own DOJ is wasting the time of grand jurors in this country to see if they can indict 6 sitting members of Congress who are decorated veterans of the military and intelligence for repeating in a video something that our own department says is the rule and is what we've all known, which is that if you are a member of the military, you should not obey an unlawful order. She wasted time going there because, of course, Donald Trump wants to pursue these ridiculous indictments. And in the meantime, when she doesn't like what Thomas Massey, a Republican, is saying, she's screaming at him.
You guys hear
You're
this?
a political joke. You have Trump derangement syndrome. You're a hypocrite. And of course, last night, Thomas Massey said, if this thing goes
Global
off the rails,
Foundries,
if
that
he
keeps
doesn't get
going.
the answers he wants on the Epstein files today, he will pursue contempt charges. Now, can he get those? I think it might be really difficult to get against her. Of course, those would go to the DOJ. But this is how off
New
the
multi.
rails
Who
this
this?
thing has gone, and she is wildly off message here.
Off the rails. We're all in agreement, I guess, on that one today. What a day in Washington. Thank God we've got Rick and Jeannie. They'll be back in
Thank God we have Rick and Jeannie. Amen. That's good. I didn't know they thank God on That's amazing. See? Silver lining. Yeah, so I hope you guys did a good round of push-ups. Please, now that you know, I hope you know push-ups are sponsored by our sponsor. So is it brought to you by Long Term Monthly? Thank you for your time. Put your moderate to severe volatility in check with long-term once-monthly savings and high-quality ownership. Before I started using Long Term Monthly, I was an absolute degenerate who couldn't sleep because they said don't hold overnight. Oh, I could sleep. My husband said he was investing for our future, but he was just gambling at 8 in the morning. But now, thanks to Long Term Monthly, we're about to buy our second home. Before taking Long Term Monthly, I used to get really bothered by the politics on the television and YouTube. Now, I don't care who's president. I know I'm still going to make a profit and have a financial future. Long term can lower your ability to blow up your account. Before treatment, watch Trading Fraternity and Stock Market Live videos. Serious faith, hope, and love might occur. For patients above 20, discipline and goals are a common side effect. Nausea, upset stomach, and diarrhea may occur if you are trading in your long-term account. Consult your broker and ask them why they are charging you above the Fed's funds rate to hold your money. Long-term monthly is not a one-time treatment and will have to be kept up for several years. Long-term monthly. Pay yourself first. I love it. So thank you. Thank you all. Use code SAVE10% at checkout. And that way you could show some love to our sponsors who bring you this content. Global Foundries, the foundry business, they've moved along. I think they have a partnership, but they've been moving pretty much. Go compare the charts. But anything related to the foundry business and considering how much Intel's doing, they've been pretty tied in. But I'm pretty sure they have a deal. But Chattadonia, I have a better deal for you. So I plan on agreeing with everybody. It might make sense. I have a philo. I have a good philo. But yeah, so I do have a good philo to share with you. But, you know, when it comes to Philo, I'm probably not going to agree. I will try my best, you know. But, yeah, other than that, my friends, it's time for Philo. It's kind of a quicker version of yesterday. Really, after Philo yesterday, we started reacting. So we're going to see where it leads us. But thank you for your time. If you would like to listen to Philo, I would love to see you there. If not, I would, in agreement, I would hate to bother you. But this might be the most bothering moment. Because I can't, if you're like, Josh, can you turn off Philo? Will you agree with me? I will have to use my disagreement today. I will have to, actually, this will be the first thing I disagree with today. Believe it or not. So, kind of crazy if you think about it. So, I will see you there. I hope you have a good day if I don't see you. And yeah, get ready to finish up today. Keep your eyes on Staples and everything else. And we will see where it leads us. But Chad, I'll see you there. Just click the link, okay?